Hi everyone, welcome back to Mike on Mike. Today we'll be checking out Hotspot, Insidious Out of the Further, Mutiny, Spa Weekend, and Tony, and guessing if they're gonna pop or flop. Let's check out this first film called Tony. It is from A24, so that's really crazy, really cool. They release a movie like once a month, I guess, or something. So that's pretty cool. Let's check out this trailer. It is 2 minutes and 25 seconds. I don't know what this could be about. I have zero idea. I feel like Tony, maybe it's a biopic or something, you know? 10 million views. So yeah, we can watch the trailer now.
Okay, so I'm just gonna walk you through the basic vision. It's a coming-of-age story. Excuse me, I need to speak with you.
Didn't you punch a hole in the principal's door?
You know, a lot's changed since high school. I'm a writer now. The truth is, I'm about to get this huge writing fellowship. Hello?
Mr. Bourdain, the committee has decided to go with another student for the fellowship.
I need a job.
You worked in a kitchen before?
Sorry. Yeah.
We open Wednesday to Sunday. Start 11 a.m. What fucking time is it? That means that you are here at 10:45. 11 is late. Anyone late is fired.
You know, I can cook too.
The kid said he's a cook, chef.
I'm actually not a fucking cook. I'm a writer, but I said I know how to cook.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't understand that. Shut the fuck up.
I see. None of that was my...
I don't care, Tony. Are you a good guy or a bad guy?
Let me teach you this. This is how you open an oyster.
I ate these in France when I was a kid. I said they taste like the future.
I was reminded every measure I got on fine with modern living.
This guy, he's like a master chef.
And the world still so wild called to me.
We're gonna start with this special. Every Friday, something fancy but not pretentious, something sexy, makes you wanna fuck, you know? Something only you can do.
I was lost, I've been kept.
This is insane. I know.
What's this?
That's for you.
And the world still so wild called to me.
If anybody asks, I'm not a writer. I work in a kitchen.
Sorry, what is your name?
Anthony Bourdain.
Well, that was cool, I guess. Such a long trailer, no? Like, I don't know what. Like, Jesus. Like, okay, we get it. I feel like they shouldn't have said the name at the end, right? Kind of leave it for something that you see, you know, when you get there or something. So yeah, it's kind of a long trailer. I don't know why. Here are some things that people are saying. Anthony Bourdain would hate Anthony Bourdain biopic. Uh-oh. It'll never not be weird to see Star Wars in mainstream movies. The plan, direct an Anthony Bourdain biopic so that we can play a show at the Rivoli. You know you're in for it when the line cook hits you with the Thousand Island stare. I still fall asleep to No Reservations reruns most nights. You had me at Matt Johnson. I'm not ready to be sad about Bourdain again. I'm seated. The theater employees are scared and asking me to leave because it hasn't even started filming yet, but I'm simply too seated. I got emotional just watching the trailer. Man, we miss him. And then some said, I know he'd have hated it, but I'm going to see it. The only celebrity death honestly made me feel like I'd lost a friend. I'm not even a crier. I cried a lot when he died. He was just a perfect mix of cool and intellectual. His appreciation for everyone and ability to relate to others in such an authentic way, regardless of where in the world he was just amazing. I still miss him. Still haven't been able to watch the final season of Parts Unknown or any reruns of any of his work. Here is the IMDb page for Tony. This is May 24. It is rated R. It is an hour and 46 minutes. So that should be not terrible. Maybe it needs 2 hours though. You know, it's just gonna be like a movie like in honor of this guy. I feel like it should be more whatever. We'll see if it stays true to whatever he, it does or is. If it strays from the truth, if it exaggerates certain parts of his life or something. The tags are coming of age, dark comedy, docudrama, period drama, biography, comedy drama. The plot is a 19-year-old Anthony Bourdain travels to a province town and stumbles into the chaotic world of a restaurant kitchen, setting off a summer that will shape the course of his life. Pretty cool. It has 7.6 stars so far. It is directed by Matt Johnson, who I don't think I'm familiar with. Here is Matt Johnson. He's a writer, actor, director. For his writing credits, so he wrote Tony, also. Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. I don't think I've seen that movie. 7.7 stars. And then Blackberry, 7.3 stars. Wrote the screenplay. Matt and Bird Break Loose, TV miniseries, created and written by 3 episodes of that. Nirvana, the band, the show. Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. I heard that it's like a cool time travel thing or whatever. They meet their younger selves or something. I think pretty cool. And then Operation Avalanche, The Dirties, Nirvana, the band, the show, and then Honor Blue. Honolulu Blue, 4.6. Not amazing. So Nirvana, the band, the show, 11 episodes, and has an 8.2 star rating. So I mean, that's pretty cool. That's pretty good. So Operation Avalanche. Yeah, so he's done all that stuff for his writing. And he does actually have 19 credits for acting. Pretty cool. 7.3 stars for one movie. 4.7. Played a passport photographer. Played a guy named Doug. Pretty awesome. All the way back to 2004. He's got a lot of good experience. I mean, on all 3 parts, for writer, director, and then actor. Pretty awesome. Let's check out his directing. He's directing this Tony movie. He directed most of his previous stuff that he wrote. And then he has, let's see, Uncle Stav is coming out this year. It's complete, a TV special. Uncle Stav. Is it a movie or a comedy thing for this guy? We can just check it out really quick. Here's the page. It's Uncle Stav, a comedy documentary. So that's interesting. Of Stavros Halkias. Okay, that's interestingly random. I mean, at least getting maybe a documentary on your resume is pretty cool. Maybe even got that because of this Tony movie. You know what I mean? That one's done. And then Untitled Matt Johnson film. He is directing that, and that is going to start filming. The other writers, besides Matt Johnson, are Todd Bartels and Lou Ho. Todd Bartels, is he credited as the main writer? Let's see. He's only written this film. Well, there you go. I mean, that's pretty simple. I wonder, wow, he has no experience, that guy. So how is he credited and then this as the first guy, and then this guy's the second guy? So that's interesting. Matt Johnson is actually the main guy. I don't know why someone doesn't come up here. Like, the movie is out now, right? Whoever is in charge of this department at IMDb, whatever, at the office, why are they not updating this? Today is the day to update this page, clean all of this up, fix everything, whatever, put everybody where they're supposed to go. Look, this guy's written 4 things and directed those 4 things. And they get increasingly better. Well, that's good then. At least this guy's part of a good one. And that's it. So why, if Matt Johnson is credited as he's the main writer, why is he not first? I know it's nitpicking, but somebody in charge of this, whatever department should be, keeping up on that. Down here is the cast. We have Dominic Sessa, who I do not know. He's in this film. And then Oh, What Fun, 5.3. And then Now You See Me, Now You Don't, which got 5.9. Is that the last one or the second one? That's... Oh, no, it is. I think that's the third one. It got 5.9? I didn't know that. I thought that movie was, like, more liked or, like, more of a thing or whatever. Then the Toe and then the Holdovers. So his movies went down, and then it goes up right here. I hope he gets another good one, you know, after this. I didn't see anything upcoming. Antonio Banderas, Emilia Jones, Leo Woodall, Stavros Halkias. Who else? Kind of some unknown people. I don't think I know any of these names. Pretty awesome. Down here we can check out some reviews. It does have 7.5. I feel like it'll end up with like a 7.4 at the end. But 7.5 is good already. So it could actually end up maybe going up a little bit with like, you know, to 7.6 maybe or something like that. So there are 16 reviews. The first one is 9 out of 10. Bourdain Before Fame. Tony is a really good look at Anthony Bourdain's early career and the experiences that helped shape the person he eventually became. The acting was excellent and made the story feel authentic and engaging, especially if you're already familiar with Bourdain's life and personality. My biggest complaint is that the movie was only showing in select theaters, which made it a pain to find somewhere to watch it. Still, it was definitely worth the extra trouble to see it on the big screen. Some said 7 out of 10. Funny and likable. A small snapshot of the early culinary experience of Anthony. Other great characters and add to the spice and the humor. I bet you somebody will cameo as a young, whatever his name is, you know, from Hell's Kitchen. And that would be pretty funny. And then I don't know who else. Who else would be like? There's not many like that many big chefs. You think like it would have to be it's Gordon Ramsay. I think they had a like work together or trained together, whatever you want to call it. You know, I don't think like, you know, anybody else did. You know, I'm sure there's other, you know, big people too. I know there's a few others, but you know what I'm saying? But those people would probably be the ones that they cameo or that get cameos, I think. So yeah, that is pretty awesome. Great acting by all the characters, chaotic aspects, and no shortage of awkwardness that demonstrate some of the frailties of the real man. But everyone loves a cookery story and a coming of age. This guy gave it 8 out of 10. Parts unknown. I'm not sure if there's anyone who hasn't heard the name Anthony Bourdain, but for those who are unfamiliar with this pop culture icon, here's a quick rundown. Best-selling author, comic book creator, celebrity chef, journalist, TV host, world traveler, and Emmy and Peabody recipient. But more than that, he was a man who inspired generations not only to embark on adventures on the world, daring them to dismiss the life they've always known and embrace other cultures and ways of life, but also to challenge their appetites on a global scale. There are many chapters in his long, extraordinary life that could have been brought to the big screen, but thanks to multiple interviews as well as 4 major travel docuseries, the world had the opportunity to see the latter half of Bourdain's life before his passing. Director Matt Johnson, Blackberry Nirvana, the man in the show, wanted to show a more human side of someone the world saw socially invincible. And there's no better place to start than the beginning. As the man himself put it, I was, to be frank, a spoiled, miserable narcissist, self-destructive and thoughtless young lout, and badly in need of a good ass-kicking. This is Tony. Dominic Sessa, the holdovers on See Me 3, portrays young Tony, and he comes off as exactly that, a kid who just can't seem to get out of his own way. The film does an excellent job of painting him as a misfit with a lot of growing up to do. Frustrated with how things are going, his high expectations for what he believes his life is supposed to reflect are derailed, and now reality is coming at him at full speed. And I get it, I'm a self-proclaimed writer as well, working in 9 to 5, but somehow he has the nerve to maintain a condescending tone when addressing, well, anyone. No, I don't know the origin of the word province, and stop silently judging me because of it. I wonder if this attitude was due to him believing he's the smartest person in the room, or simply a force of habit force of habit, with all that useless knowledge having to come out in some way. However, not once do you turn against a character, no matter how flawed he may seem. Instead, the film feels like a mirror being pointed back at the audience, forcing us to remember the time when we thought we were the center of the universe and didn't care about the wreckage we left behind on the quest toward whatever. Every good coming-of-age story needs a good mentor, someone to guide the protagonist to their destiny, or at least pour water in their face to wake them up from their delusions. And Antonio Banderas, Puss in Boots, Desperado, gives a fantastic performance not only as a firm but fair chef. That's his name, by the way, chef. He's probably a Gordon Ramsay stand-in, you know what I mean? But as a genuine person with real-life experience, something that is completely foreign to our lead. I like to think his presence acts as a shoulder angel to combat the temptations that linger in Provincetown. No matter how the night ends, your responsibilities are still there in the morning. One thing I particularly enjoyed in this film was the atmosphere in the kitchen. Anyone who has worked back of the house can easily relate to being stuck in the dish pit with ticket after ticket and plate after plate coming at them with no end in sight. Side note, I worked at Nothing But Cakes as a dishwasher for a bit. Not exactly the same, but that's, I understand this reference. This serves as a visual echo of the stage Tony is in, chaotic, irritating, and at times dangerous. However, as with any kitchen, when the madness subsides, jokes start flying and laughter brings relief to a once boiling room. Though the film is focused entirely on the one summer that altered the course of his life. It would have been nice to get more of a feel of what home was like for a young Tony. There are glimpses into the Bourdain household and the relationship between his parents, but at the first sign of trouble, instead of coming clean, he's off to the races to become the man the world knows today. And that's what makes this biopic worth seeing. It's not trying to white knight this story or even appeal to his global fan base to pull in numbers. That's good. It's a genuine story with the characters that feel just as real as the stakes. You love them, you hate them, but you get to know them. Everyone involved in this pivotal moment in Tony's life. He's not necessarily putting away his dreams so much as becoming Anthony, and you're just along for the ride. That's a lot to read. Pretty awesome. That is a pretty good review. I'll read a few more. 9 out of 10, happy accident. 4 out of 10. Oh, Tony, abusive stalker thief idol. 4 out of 10. Oh my god. Oh, Gremlin Lord. Okay, I'm definitely gonna read this. Is there more here? Let's see. Yeah. Tony absurd. Yeah. Okay, so Tony was the 8 out of 10, 8/10, 2026 Regal mystery movie, and I was bored. I know nothing about Anthony Bourdain and his career, just his name. The point of the film is to show you how horrible of a youth he was, and it succeeds with that. But there's no redemption unless you know his future. Positives, captures the summer shore town vibes, even with the awful desaturation. Banderas and Woodall hold up the movie. Enjoyable music throughout. Negatives, Sessa's constant head down glare up through her shtick. Feels like a Bourdain fan service movie rather than an introduction to the man. Oh, interesting. Okay. Boring character. Tony is always bad and evil. Doesn't show any kindness until the last 6 minutes. I know I'll be in the minority, but I found Tony to be exceedingly boring. For someone who knows nothing about him, his redemption comes far too late in the film. Woodall Sal was a much better example of a charismatic, terrible person. Fans will enjoy this movie like NTBTSTM. For me, send him out to the sea. Gremlin Lord 615. Full review on YouTube. So I think we're good on that. 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10. Yeah, I don't know. It could be, people aren't being honest or something. It has a high rating here, 7.5. So I don't understand that. That's kind of strange, though. Because, the critics, someone's lying. Somebody's not being truthful, I think that's what's going on, what it seems. I don't know. We'll see on Rotten Tomatoes, because even people are saying with this Rotten Tomatoes is hard to trust. I thought you could trust these people, there is I don't know. I trust the people you see, like Jeremy Johns, people like that. The people who, well, in my opinion, have a reputation and they can't risk that or ruin that by getting paid to say a good review about a movie. And I hope that's true. So Rotten Tomatoes has it at 95% from the critics and 92% from the audience. Cool. Critics' consensus, exploring how the iconic Anthony Bourdain came to be with a scrappy coming-of-age story that's equal parts sweet and tart. Tony is a splendid tribute to mentorship, complete with a stand-up performance by Antonio Banderas. The audience says, a poignant and heartfelt tribute to a complex culinary icon. Matt Johnson deftly directs Tony, delivering a crowd-pleasing, superbly cast portrait of Anthony Bourdain's origin story. Critics' reviews. Simon Ramshaw from Screen Anarchy says it's fresh, with its shifting, complicated thoughts on how the harm caused by reckless youth breaks and heals its characters. Tony is both biographical and autobiographical. Maxence Vincent from FilmSpeak says it's fresh, A+. It might be Matt Johnson's most conventional movie, but it's definitely his best. Carl Quinn from Sydney Morning Herald says it's fresh, 4 out of 5. Yes, it's a portrait of a celebrity at a particularly formative moment, but it's also a story about male identity more broadly, the way many men mask a sense of inadequacy, and vulnerability with aloofness or over-assertiveness. Jeffrey Delatpour from East Bay Express says it's fresh. Viewers unaware of the backstory can simply watch the film as a snapshot of one rebellious adolescent somewhere by the seaside. A season spent pursuing the pleasures of wine, women, and seafood, all accompanied by a 1970s playlist. And then Peter Gray from the AU Review says it's fresh, 4 out of 5. This isn't a film interested in explaining Bourdain's death through his youth. Nor should it be. It's interested in the spark of discovery that came much earlier. And then some audience reviews. RT gave it 5 stars, saying, life-changing. Please, everybody go see this movie. Matt Johnson, you are one of my favorite people now. And then Paul M gave it 5 stars, saying, I personally love this biopic. It had all the recipes for such an emotional ride with Antonio Banderas being such an amazing actor. I believed everybody in this film, and that is why a biopic should do. And then Steven gave it 1 star, saying terrible movie. Was montages of the same scenes on the same corners of Commercial Street they were able to close down to film, I guess. I hated it so much, felt lazy. Too bad I didn't have a bump like they did in the kitchen scene. Oh, this is a really funny review. Wow. What the world? That's hilarious. Robert Z gave it 3 stars, saying, what a disappointment. Bourdain comes across as wholly unlikable. Maybe he was, I don't know. But as a film, it's a bore. Bourdain. Oh, he should have said that. That's, wow. What a disappointment. Wow. Well, at least these people are kind of being truthful, right? Wayne M gave it 4 stars, saying Tony is a well-made and very engaging look at a year in the life of Anthony Bourdain. Like the best biopics, it covers one period rather than an entire life. Oh. The year in question is 1975, as Tony takes a summer job in Cape Cod. That's cool. Wow. Yeah. Well, so at least this guy's honest, you know? I mean, this guy didn't like it, and this guy gave it 4, not 5, you know, even though it has a very high review, or star rating, I mean. Alden O here gave it 2.5 stars, saying the movie is fine, but you can watch it at home. Oh my god. Then Sprite L gave it 4 stars, saying there are many chapters in his long, extraordinary life that could have been brought to the big screen, but thanks to multiple interviews as well as 4 major travel docuseries, we just read this one. We literally just read this one. Did this guy copy paste it? Was that? I didn't read the name. Oh my god, is this a bot? I feel like I catch these bots all the time, you know, that are saying all this stuff. Anyway, we are good on that. So this film looks cool, I guess. The guy was a good chef. I liked his personality, very tough and everything, I guess. He's said enough stories. Like he's probably mentioned, in, you know, whatever. But I guess it's more about the portrayal and the acting of everyone. So yeah, Pierre that guy. Isn't he? He's the guy who trained Ramsey and I think that guy. Who? Yeah. So it looks cool, but I guess it's more, you know, how they portray the character or what, you know, the acting and all that. A trivia here is Matt Johnson's first time filming a movie outside of Canada. Johnson considers Provincetown, Massachusetts to be the most cooperative city he has ever shot a movie in. That's so cool. Goof's Commercial Street in Provincetown is shown as a narrow pedestrian street with no cars. However, in the 70s, Commercial Street was open to cars despite the narrow street and many pedestrians. That's hilarious. It's funny when people don't do like some research like that or whatever. Let's see. Well, so far it's made $1 million. Today is Wednesday. So yeah. This a little bit early, but $1 million. That's not a good start, right? I don't know what the budget is. I was not able to really find it here. It's 824. Yeah, it's assuming it's gonna pop. I think that yeah, no budget. It's probably cheap, right? I mean, it has Antonio Banderas in it. It's probably, what do you think? 40 million, 30 million. So, I mean, I feel like this could do okay and all that. And possibly, yeah, I think it's gonna do okay. We could say that it's gonna, I guess it says it's gonna pop. I'm just gonna say it's gonna pop with 40 million. I don't know. It has $1 million already. I think that's too high. What do you think? I should lower it, huh? I should say more like, let's just say more like it's gonna, well, okay, you know what? It is probably gonna flop. Honestly, it's probably gonna flop. I'm gonna say 15 million and probably be there for the entire 30 days. And in where it's gonna be, it's probably gonna be in the top like I don't know, top 20 or 15 for sure. A lot of these movies have just surprisingly been getting 4th place, but they make like 2 million or 9 million total. Like yeah, you know, it's not gonna do anything overseas, I don't think. Well, no, I don't know. You know what? I could be wrong about that. What did it say down here? Did it say overseas or no? Because this guy is a chef, and he was known, you know. No, I guess not. I don't see anything for that. We're gonna check the box office at the end of this episode. So let's see. Yeah, gross $1 million. Opening weekend. So gross $1 million. Well, let's, dude. I'm gonna say 15 million then. At first, it's gonna, yeah, 15. I'm gonna say $40 million budget. It's probably gonna hit that at the end of its 30 days. Or if not, go to VOD at the same time. And honestly, with the placing on the leaderboard, I'm gonna say something more because I think it's gonna be top 20, but it could be top 10. So I don't know. I'm gonna say I guess 8th place. We can now check out the next film, which is called It Ends. I'm not familiar with this guy's work. I think it's a specific guy. This is from Neon, not the streamer. This has 1 million views, so we can check out the trailer. As an hour, 1 minute and 48 seconds. Hopefully that's a good time. Shorter for the trailers, I think, are better in my opinion. You know, rather than ones that drag like the last one. 2.5 minutes. I mean, it's too much. It's like we don't need to see all of it, you know. Anyway, here we go.
We don't know where we are right now. I don't know of any roads that drive for 6 hours with no turns. We were just talking, and then we hit this dead end. It just feels like designed. Maybe we crashed. Keep doing what you were doing when you died. I did not kill us. Stop fucking yelling!
You know what I'm thinking? I was this fucking close to downloading Subway Surfers before we turned onto this stupid fucking road.
think we can do this. Just sitting in here, driving.
Maybe it's a forest full of people James has been a dick to.
Maybe it's a force full of people I've given dick to.
It would be a
Empty fucking
barren forest.
I
It wouldn't be a
definitely wouldn't
single
fucking be
person.
here.
James, there is no test.
So just this forever.
What if we're supposed to suffer here? What if that's the point? I'll do it. For him.
This is not real life anymore.
Help me! Help me!
Okay. Interesting. Very fascinating. Something's going on there. So that leaves it like you get to go see the movie, you know, and enjoy the movie and find out what's going on. They're stuck. Is it a magic thing? Is it they're stuck in a time loop? Like what's that movie called that just came out? They get stuck at the cabin all night and like repeats over and over again. That was cool, but I feel like this wouldn't be like that because then it would be, you know, a copy or whatever. So this seems like, yeah, they're stuck or something from somewhere, yeah, or whatever. And yeah, and it like something's going on, and that's the editing of the trailer, you know, like we don't know. So we get to go, wow, let's go see that and find out, you know, what it's about. It looked weird at first, so hopefully it's not like a real, like a negative or a turn off to people. Here are some comments on the YouTube trailer. There are 1,262 of them. Someone said, thought this was the It Follows sequel for a sec. Oh, it ends. Wow. So this is something else. Oh, Back Roads. Huh. Wow. So I know that they want to keep doing, or like there were some type of talks or whatever that the studios now want to do more back rooms type things or whatever, or take lore and make it into a movie or something. So this is possibly like that. Back Road, somebody said. I thought this was another trailer for the dinosaurs in the neighborhood. Wow. That's funny. I wonder why. Let's see. Funny to see Letterboxd influencers showing up as pull quotes in a trailer. Wow. It ends. Yeah, I sure hope it does. Oh my god. Feels like a Reddit no sleep story. I'm intrigued. And then someone said, I question my existence every day, but I'm down. But I'm down to do it in a theater for a little razzle dazzle. It's funny stuff. So looks like people, I guess they kind of like it, except for that one guy who said that he hopes the movie ends, which is a really mean thing to say. No, I don't know. Yeah, this looks pretty cool. It feels like this would be like an A24 movie, right? But it's from Neon. And yeah, so okay, let's check out this IMDb page. It is rated R. It is an hour and a half. Wow. Straight to the point. That's awesome. Psychological drama, psychological horror, psychological thriller, drama, fantasy horror, sci-fi, thriller. The plot is friends on a late night food run become trapped on an infinite highway. There you go. With otherworldly terrors lurking beyond. Confined in their Jeep Cherokee, they must decide whether to accept their fate or attempt escape. So this kind of is like a spoiler. Just literally reading that. Well then, they might as well just have shown that in the trailer. You know what I mean? Like at that point. Oh, here's a really, oh my, that's what? There's no way. That's the whole, oh my, how does that exist? When did it come out years ago? Is this wrong? Do I have the wrong movie? Do I have the wrong movie? No, I don't think so. 2025. I think it was like supposed to come out last year and they got pushed or something. Or, you know, because technically I think the date is like, it was complete back then. You know, it was completed in 2025. No, or it was going to come out and it got pushed, right? Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, it got pushed. It's like, hey, we're going to have you come out next year. And then again, like I just said in the last review for the other movie, the people who are in charge of this department don't do their job. Why? The movie is out right now. Go find out what movies are out and fix these pages, you know? Fix all of the things that are wrong, update everything, add more pictures, as many as you can, 2 videos, add more, 18 photos, you know what I mean? Maybe that doesn't exist, maybe there aren't any, but there has to be something, you know? So, I don't know, it's kind of funny. Yeah, well, I don't know what to say. I mean, I mean, they could get stuck. Or it's like it doesn't even exist, you know, it's all in their head. Yeah, you know, they could be making it up. It does have 5.6 stars though, so that is not good. That's not good. I wonder what it says here. It ends, there's no budget. Alexander Ulam. Alex Ulam. He's camera and electrical department. Editor and director. Down here, he's only, no way. He's directed 1 movie, this one. And he has one upcoming 4x4 The Event. That's probably a Jeep movie or something. I don't know. Editor Chipped, Joining the Birds, Quite Like You. Well, we might as well check this out. 4x4 The Event. He's directing this. Upcoming movie, Battle Royale meets Saw meets Climax. This is a movie? Battle Royale. So, that's the description? Oh my god. What? Look at the cast. Jacob Tremblay. He's pretty hilarious. He's a strange looking person. Jaden, like he's standing out wise. Jaden Smith, that's beyond random. Maddie Phillips. What is this movie? Sophia Lillis. Didn't she play the little elf girl in Dungeons and Dragons? Yeah. That was cool. I love that movie. That's such a good movie. It. And then It Ends. You know, that's funny that they're like not really connected. Shouldn't they be? They could be connected. Jacob Tremblay. That kid is so funny. What's that movie? With their kids. Whatever that one's called. That is so funny. Cause they're like ignorant to everything. I think that is so funny. Yeah, whatever. Like the 3 kids. That is so funny. Here's what else he did. He edited Chipped, Joining the Birds, Quite Like You, which are 3 shorts. And then he did 6 episodes of Headless, a Sleepy Hollow story. TV miniseries, which got 8 stars. Wow, I never heard of that. Is that good? So he's in camera and electrical department for this. Headless. Is this a legitimate movie? It's got a high rating. Wow. That's awesome. And then upcoming, oops, I clicked on the wrong one. He has Black Terror for his upcoming Grip. Who? So, okay, hold on. I bet you know what's going on? I bet you he's not. No, he is. Okay, wait. He's going from the electrical department and all that to directing and writing, whatever, and then to Grip? Explain that to me. How does that work? And he wrote it? How random. What? That is too funny. Here's the cast. Mitchell Cole, Akira Jackson, Noah Toth, Phineas Yoon. 4 people? Is this a really independent movie? A real indie film? That's funny. I guess it kind of looked like that. It didn't really, though. It came off awkward, but it didn't seem like a, indie film or whatever. It has 108 reviews. 5.6 stars. That's so surprising. Reviewers say, real quick, It Ends offers thought-provoking themes, exploring perseverance and human resilience, with mysterious elements that initially intrigue and competent performances from the cast. However, Most found the film tedious, with an underdeveloped story lacking meaningful progression or resolution. The slow pacing, repetitive dialogue, and abrupt ending frustrated viewers expecting traditional narrative closure. The film proves divisive, though those appreciating contemplative, ambiguous cinema may find depth, while others seeking conventional storytelling will likely feel disappointed by its plotless structure. See, I like that when it, like, movies are different. You know, that's cool. So, but, like, you know, just to do stuff differently, but you have to put the elements of the story in it. So then it's like, what's that movie that just came out? The whatever it's called. It's but it's like they're saying it's a waste of the plot, or it's not enough time. Oh, I guess it's the end of Oak Street, right? No, I think it's that one. It's like it was too quick. Everything felt rushed and all that, and it needed more time to, like, sort of develop or something like that. I don't know. Kind of strange though. This is an hour and a half. Does it end because it's an hour and a half? Meaning they cut stuff out to get the runtime, or they wrote it with 30 minutes, and then 30 to close it, you know, whatever. 3 acts or something. So, not sure. 108 reviews. 7 out of 10 for the first one. It's a good film that will be lost on many. It's not a masterpiece, but it has some things to say and provokes thought, which is why all the negative reviews. What? People who can't think, or don't like to think, won't enjoy this film. I enjoyed it and thought the ending was perfect for the film. It is not a horror flick, at least not in the way most people mean, and it's not really scary. So if you are expecting that, you will be disappointed, which it seems like a lot of people were. But as a low-budget, high-concept film, it's a good one. I blame misleading marketing for mismatched expectations. Then that's just the studio or something like that. Then that's Neon, you know. That's not the director or the writer, you know. Alexander Ulam. That's not his fault. He filmed it. Maybe they wanted it an hour and a half. You know what? The studio could have totally interfered, you know. And they said, hey, we want this to be an hour and a half. And you had to cut scenes out or something, or trim stuff down, you know, and that's why it feels the way it feels. I would go with that, honestly. This guy did still give it a 7 out of 10. Yeah, I'd go with that, I think. Then this guy actually gave it 4 out of 10. It has you sitting in the back of your seat. The good first, it makes you think and contemplate. The bad is that it's slow and you really don't care about the characters and don't focus on characters as they change. While its philosophical atmosphere offers intrigue, the unearned detachment leaves the audience ultimately cold and disconnected. So, I mean, it's this guy's first movie, right? Or second? I mean, and then he already knows this, so he's like, hey, I'm going back to Grip. I'm not writing or directing ever again. I mean, right? That's what it seems like. I don't know. This guy gave it 1 out of 10, saying a pointless waste of time. Even at a secret movie price of $5. This movie was both a waste of time and money. I think it was probably one of the top 5 most boring movies of all times. Literally nothing happens. Nothing happens. There were perhaps 10 minutes of fun banter between the friends. I think the concept had the potential to be an excellent movie. Unfortunately, it left you feeling like you had a half-baked cake. You already pulled it out of the oven. The middle was sinking in on you, and there was nothing you could do to make it end. You just had to watch the collapse. Save your money and your time and your well-being. Don't go see it. It sounds like studio interference to me. I mean, like, I don't know. How is it exactly an hour? It's an hour and 29 minutes. Like, you know what I mean? And that's with the credits, isn't it? So it's like an hour and 20. It's an hour and 24 or something. So I'm telling you, they had the Neon. They must have told him, hey, you know, you better cut stuff or you're going back to grip, mister. And he said, oh my God, fine. You know, I'll cut stuff. And you know what? I'm going back to grip anyways. I'm not directing again because of this crap. 1 out of 10, miles and miles of nothingness. 3 out of 10, a waste of good premise and audience's time. While its cast and initial intrigue holds the movie together, it ends teases meaning for far too long, providing a lot of confusing situations and questions while dangling the promise of payoff just out of reach like a bully who has stolen your hat, until it finally reveals that its mystery box is traitorously and frustratingly empty, all while still claiming meaning and depth. What a funny, like, description. I don't know. 6 out of 10, Gen Z existential drama. 4 out of 10, good idea, good start, but goes downhill about 30% of the way in. 1 out of 10, it ends, just not fast enough. Oh my God, these people are mean. Now these I believe. Don't you? I mean, it's mean, but Jesus Christ. I think there's studio interference. 100%. I think, who owns Neon? Do I have to Google that too? I don't know. Mr. Neon Studios himself. You know, he had to have. He said, hey, a lot of these movies are an hour and 50 minutes. We ain't got time for that crap. You need to cut down your movie. We want 1.5 hours, you know, for these films. I don't know. Poor guy. I feel like that's what happened. I don't get. Maybe it's a stupid story. Maybe it is. Maybe it's dumb. But guess what? You know, it sounds like the movie has issues with the movie part, and like it looks like there's something there. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I mean, an hour and 29 minutes. I don't know. I could be wrong. It could just be a dumb movie. It looks like something happened. Who goes from electrical department to writer director back to grip, or not even back, over to grip? Like, he couldn't go back to his electrical department because they hired the new guy already, right? They're like, dude, we're training the new guy. I'm sorry, you got to go to grip or something. And he's like, fine. And went to Mr. Neon Studios and said, hey, I want to go over to grip. And he's like, fine, but you ain't. That's it. He's like, fine. He's like, it ends here. I don't know. Rotten Tomatoes has it 95% from the critics, nothing from the audience. Wow. And so the audience just hasn't seen it yet. I mean, I guess, yeah, it's Wednesday. It is Wednesday. I'm a little bit early on these, but it ends. Yeah, I think it's also another thing is that the theaters probably read this, and because they have to make money. So they got their theaters filled up with Spider-Man and, you know, whatever else. The End of Oak Street, Toy Story 5, all of these movies right now. He-Man. No, I don't know if that's still there. Yeah, you know, The Odyssey. So, yeah, I think that's probably going to affect it too. That it's already not a good movie. It's not going to pull a lot of people in. They're not going to sell out of tickets and make money. Therefore, the theaters are going to drop on that one. Critics reviews. Robin Clifford from Reeling Reviews says it's fresh, B-. Being in a car on an endless road, driving days on end, never getting tired or hungry and never running out of gas. We should be hearing Rod Sterling say, you've entered the Twilight Zone. That's, yeah, okay. It's like one of those types of stories, unless it's a plot hole. Amy Nicholson from LA Times says it's fresh, bursting through the confinements of movie logic. It ends, unstrains audiences out of their certainty that every crisis has a solution. Does it even matter what they do? Mike McGranahan from Isle Seat says it's fresh, 3 out of 4. A breathtaking work of existential horror, unsettling because of the questions it raises. That's good. I hope there's some beneficial stuff in it, like that making you question yourself or think about that. Todd Gilchrist from Fangoria says it's fresh. Ulam's work follows in the footsteps of recent hits like Obsession and Backrooms by reminding audiences that horror movies don't need a lot of money if their ideas are big enough. That's a thing I was thinking of too really quick, is that how much, I don't have a budget for it, so, but like $1 million, 10 million, what do you think? I don't know why don't they disclose that? If it's awesome, that's great, you know? Use, like, you know, if I had a cheap budget for my movie, I'd put it out. I'll be like, dude, my budget's $8 million. I'd be gloating about that, you know? Like, Barker and, what's his name? The other guy, Parsons. They both should be gloating. 10 million, and then, 800,000, you know? Right? I would. Like, that'd be hilarious, you know? To gloat about that, you know, because, yeah, I don't know how much this is. I guess maybe 10 million, 20 million. Let's see, Joey Magidson from Awards Radar says it's fresh, 3 out of 4. It ends, gets a lot of mileage out of an impossible premise. He's like right on the edge of not liking it. He's like, how is this possible? And he said, well, I kind of am entertained, so I'll say it's good, right? Because that's what it sounds like. Brian Egger said from Deep Focus Review says it's fresh, 3 out of 4, saying the movie is narratively indeterminate by design. That may frustrate some and intrigue others. Either way, Olam's filmmaking is confident and his premise is admirably obscure, making this and whatever he does next worth seeking out. So Ulam's filmmaking is confident and his premise is admirably obscure. So, I mean, that's the part of making you think. So, then it would end with something of like it's all in your head or something, you know? And then they both kind of like, maybe they all wake up and they continue driving or something. I don't know. It sounds like people are picking the story out of, I want to say the studio interference thing. That's what it seems like. Like, why? I don't get it. I mean, how is it exactly an hour and a half, you know, without issues? You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't have that issue or something. And then there were no audience reviews. So my final thoughts for this film are, there's no budget. So I don't know what to say. It's cheap, so maybe 5 or 10 million. I gotta be 5. Gotta be 10. Let's just go with 10 million, I guess. Which means it's probably not gonna do well though. It's probably gonna make like 4 million or something. We'll go down here and check out anything else. Any trivia or something. Let's see. Trivia. Gaffer Chris Violet taught himself Python in order to program the lights that would pass by the Jeep during certain scenes of the film. Wow, that's crazy. Gaffer Chris Violet taught himself Python in order to program the lights that would pass by the Jeep during certain scenes. So, okay, that might even be spoiler-ish. So some cool thing happens and that. But anyways, great on this guy. He should have directed it. No, kidding. Cool. That's nice that he went out of his own way. They did it, for himself, whatever. So no financial stuff down there. I'm gonna say that, I don't know, it's cheap, but I feel like it's gonna make like 5 million. 4 million. I don't think it's gonna do it well at all. I do think that this movie will flop. I'm gonna say, flop. I think it's gonna flop with $5 million. I hope the budget's $1 million. It's probably 10. I don't know. Maybe 10 million. Could be 10. Might be less though. But I'm gonna say it's gonna make 5 million. I say it will flop if the budget's higher, of course. And then I feel like this isn't gonna be in the top 10. I think past that. And I guess I'm just gonna say specifically 20th place. The next movie we can check out is Insidious, Out of the Further. I guess they didn't want to be in there for too long. I guess they didn't want to be in there for too long, and now they want to go back out, I guess. I don't know. I haven't really kept up with these, so I don't really know where they're at in the story. I mean, without a number in the title, I don't even know which one it is. I know it's obviously the one after they go into the further, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I think I've seen the first one and the second one. I'm trying to think. But yeah, so I don't know. They were looking for it. They found it. They went in it. Now they're getting back out of it, I guess. But man, in 2.5 minutes of a trailer? Jesus Christ. And this is from Sony. So even if it doesn't do well, Spider-Man's profit can cover for this. So that's like a backup, I guess. 35 million views. This is from their trailer. All right, from their channel. Let's check this trailer out and see. It's gonna be confusing for me because I'm not gonna know where where in the story they are. So maybe it's self-contained, like it is self-contained, but overall it connects. Anyway, here's the trailer. 2.5 minutes. That is unbelievable. The trailer for Tony seemed like so much. All right, here we go.
How are you doing today? All right. Just gonna take a look inside. Looks like there's something stuck in here. Dad, ever since she was born, it's been just the two of us.
Hi.
We were really happy. Had some sleep. Until I started having these dreams. Maya? I'm scaring my daughter. I need someone to tell me how to stop this.
Those are not dreams, Gemma. You have a rare gift. The ability to travel into the realm between this world and the next one. But you can do something I didn't know was possible. You can bring demons back to the human world permanently.
What happens if I can't control this? Maya? Maya?
That looks cool. Yeah, I don't know. It looks interesting. It looks very well done and very well produced. I think there's a lot of jump scares, and I hate that. I don't know why they do that. It's like, I don't know. Some of the sequences are good. The guy chasing him, oh my god, that's scary. That'd be so crazy. I don't know how else you would what you would make a trailer, for this. Like to not show much, and then it didn't seem like they showed too much of the story. Kind of just like the one girl gets powers to resurrect demons or something permanently. So you have to go see where it goes with that. I feel like they gave you enough. I don't think it was too long either. It didn't seem too I don't know. It was long. It just you didn't feel it, I guess. The Tony trailer felt like it could have ended and then it was like added on and you felt it. You're like, oh, what? There's more? With this, it showed like some of the sequences that are going to be in the movie. And alongside giving you like the beginning of the story of that she has some new power. So we'll have to see what it's going to be like, what she's going to do with that. And then there are 5,764 comments. Wow. People are saying the jump scares are finally back in the Insidious franchise. Oh, okay. If they're a part of something or whatever, that's different. But to rely on them, I think that's where I have an issue. Someone said, let's pack all the jump scares in most of the movie in one effing trailer. Let's read that because, I mean, I guess I agree with that, sort of. It's an Insidious movie. That's definitely not all the cheap jump scares they have. No, it definitely is because it's an Insidious movie. Rewatch the trailer for the first Insidious movie. Oh, that's funny. Well, I mean, that is usually my thing of like, they show so much. And then this guy wrote, man, didn't know Insidious was this huge. Only ever watched the first one in 2010. It was really scary for its time. And then someone said, poor girl, Elise can't catch a break. And someone said, Lynn Shay has been carrying the Insidious franchise on her back. And I feel like she doesn't get nearly enough credit for being an amazing scream queen at her age. She deserves the same recognition as Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween. This looks way better than the last one. The Pillow Fortress scene looks generally creepy. I'll be there day one. I was thinking that, like, with that, they could make an escape room for this. Like, the official Insidious escape room, you know? That could be a fun thing for the fans. Someone said, I'm so glad they chose the director of Paranormal Activity for this. Already looks amazing. These franchises really nailed it when it comes to jump scares. 145... at 145, guys, the iconic Tiptoe Through the Tulip made its comeback. Someone said, bro, this one literally gives the 2010 Insidious vibes. And then someone said, I love the fact that Elise is still in a new movie, although she died in one of the sequels. They found a way to still include her and not vanish her character completely. Kudos, James Wan. Okay, well, that's good. Looks like people are liking it. We'll see how that turns out. Okay, now we can check out the IMDb page for it. It is actually a surprising PG-13. Really? Well, that's very surprising. It looked so there's going to be no violence and gore in it. Wow, is that a thing? I'll check out some of the other ones in a bit later, but that is super interesting that it's actually PG-13. It's 1 hour, 46 minutes. So that's probably good. The tags are folk horror, monster horror, psychological horror, supernatural horror, horror mystery thriller. And then the plot is Gemma, a young mother raising her daughter in the house she grew up in, discovers she can travel into the further, where she possesses an ability to bring what lives there back to the real world. So it's like a Freddy Krueger type of situation. Like where Nancy could brings a hat into real life and then whatever. Oh, and then brings him eventually. But I think that happens in Freddy vs. Jason also, right? This movie has 6.3 stars so far. Directed by Jacob Chase, who I don't think I'm familiar with. This is all his stuff. Director, previous... Insidious Out of the Further, Bad Boy, what director? 3.4, Trouble 6.4, The Girl in the Woods 5.5 stars, 4 episodes of it. Come Play, Larry, Amy, Stars in Shorts, Patient Zero, The Four-Faced Liar, and then Fantastic Feelings, Hideaway, The Faithful Detention, Sycamore Creek, and The Lifting. So not bad ratings at first. Then sort of went down a bit, and then 6.6. So that's there. And then he's written this one also, Trouble, and then most of all of the stuff I already read. So that's good. And he's edited actually 23 credits. Wow. Well, that's That's good. At least that's good to have this kind of experience for this specifically, because he knows how to write. That's specific one. Directing is a different one too, but you can learn that, I think. And then editing you can learn. And this is a good trio of things to basically have, for this job. It's pretty cool. Here are the writers. His name? I guess it's his name. I don't see a picture. Oh, okay. David Leslie Johnson McGoldrick. What a name. Producer, writer, additional crew. Wonder what he looks like. So here we have his stuff under producer. All of those. Conjuring Last Rites. The Conjuring movies, I liked, which one was it? The first one? I don't know. One of them is so good. I really like it. Orphan, First Kill, Till Death, The Walking Dead. Wow, 32 episodes. Oh. So that's where he comes from. I guess so. And then for writing, he has Insidious, Out of the Further. Oh, wait. Yeah, this one. Conjuring Last Rites. Aquaman, Last Kingdom. Yeah. Wait. Yeah, because James Wan directed Aquaman, right? I think. But this guy wrote it. So Aquaman 2 Last Kingdom. I like Aquaman, I guess. The first one, I definitely enjoyed it. It was pretty cool. Whatever you think of it. I thought it was very entertaining. The fight scenes are really cool. When Black Manta shows up, that's so cool. Wrath of the Titans screenplay. Is that the one with, whatever his name is, who plays Jake Sully? And then Orphan, he did an additional crew. He did literary material for Black Adam, Green Mile, and Black Cat Run. Cool. Oh, he did. Okay, yeah, whatever. Awesome. So he's got that. What's upcoming for him? Orphan 3, and then Orphan 3. So, where was Orphan 2? Where's Orphan 2? Orphan First Kill, a prequel. Oh. That'd be so confusing after a while. Anyway, whatever. It doesn't matter. So let's see. And then the other writers are Leigh Whannell and then Jacob Chase. So this guy's actually got a picture. Oh, it's probably the main writer or something. Well, no, the other guy I guess would be, because he wrote Aquaman, I guess. Cargo Pilot. Oh, so this guy's also an actor too. A writer. Most of those he's helped out write. Most of those. Invisible Man. Oh my God, that movie's so brutal. Is that the new one? That one's so cool. They'd make it all tech and stuff. That's so cool. Insidious Chapter 3. This guy's got way more. Most of the Saw movies. Oh no! Wow, that's so crazy. Holy crap! So this guy's got more experience than the guy who wrote the Aquaman movie, or any of that. Wow, this is really cool. Saw 10. This guy has a lot more experience. Well, I don't know. Maybe a little bit more of a variety. He's producing Upgrade, and upcoming is Upgrade for writing. So, is this like new stuff? He made a new show. STEM provides Gray with all the heightened abilities he needs to take revenge on the men who ruined his life, but he realizes far too late that there is something much more insidious behind STEM's actions. Wow. I never heard of this. I don't know what it is. If it's like based off a comic book or a remake or anything. Looks pretty new. He created it. It was announced in May 2020 that Leigh Whannell's movie Upgrade would be getting a sequel TV series produced by Blumhouse. So, wow. Movie. So, okay. So it's a movie then. And this is getting a TV show. That's cool. That's awesome. And then acting, here are all his credits. Is he in the new one? No, he hasn't. He was in Wolfman as a voice for Dan. And then Insidious, The Red Door. And then so mostly kind of extras in the acting department. But definitely I feel like this guy's got a lot more experience than David Leslie Johnson McGoldrick over here. And the last guy here is Jacob Chase, director, writer, editor. Let's see what he's done. Directed Insidious, Out of the Further, Bad Boy, Trouble, The Girl in the Woods, Come Play. So mostly the stuff that the other guy did, right? The main guy, McGoldrick. Kind of. Almost the same. But yeah, mostly different stuff. Definitely higher. No, those are all the same things, aren't they? So this guy really worked with this, did the same stuff. All right, well, that's cool, I guess. Down here is the cast. We have Amelia Eve, not familiar with her. Island Austin. Lynn Shay, I don't think I'm familiar with her. Any of these other people? Mostly unknowns, possibly. That is cool. Or, you know, at least people who have been part of the series reprising their characters. Over here, we have 9 reviews. Yesterday, it was Wednesday, and I did the Tony movie and all that. Today's Thursday, I'm doing Insidious Out of the Further, as well as the rest of the video, these movies that are coming out. And this is Thursday. So today to tomorrow, yeah, there should be more reviews by next week for sure. Let's see. So first guy said 7 out of 10. Atmospheric grief over cheap scares. Jacob Chase attempts a bold stylistic detour by trading the franchise's traditional jump scare mechanics for slow-burning psychological drama. The Further is no longer a mere carnival funhouse, but a dense, shadowy manifestation of repressed trauma. Amelia Eve delivers a commanding and fragile performance, effectively anchoring the supernatural dread within raw human vulnerability. Visually, the stark contrast and wide compositions provide a welcome sense of cinematic weight. However, the deliberate pacing frequently stalls in the second act, and the narrative liberties taken with the established lore somewhat dilute the overall tension, a flawed yet commendable effort to mature the saga. I wonder if they're going to be making more. Yeah. But this guy gave it a good rating, though. So, I mean, he liked it. This guy gave it 10 out of 10. Wow. My final review of Insidious 6. Wow. The 6th one. A terrifying experience. My review of Insidious 6. A terrifying and exciting experience. The story is full of surprises, suspense, and horror, with a dark atmosphere that kept me engaged from beginning to end. One of the best entries in the franchise, and I highly recommend watching this terrifying chapter in cinemas. 10 out of 10. So, yeah, that's cool. 10 out of 10 is pretty high. But I'm thinking that these specific writers, that guy who did Saw, I think that's why they brought him in, or whatever, you know, because he knows how to do series, right? They're up to Saw 10 or 11 or something. And they brought him in because to kind of, you know, you have to have like a bigger narrative overall. Or maybe all of these little plots are affecting something that's going to be a bigger plot that you can explore in movie 7, movie 8, movie 9, movie 10. And finally, maybe movie 11, it gets wrapped up. So you have this long series, you know. So they probably brought in that guy who did Saw because he knows how to do that. And, you know, how to build like a 11 movie series for Insidious or something, you know, 10 movies, whatever they're going to do. Who knows? That's what I'm thinking, which is pretty cool. 10 out of 10 as well. It's up there with the first 2 films. So this 6th movie is up with 1 and 2, not 3, 4, and 5. Finished watching Insidious Out of the Further. It's a damn awesome ride into the Further. Lynn Shay is finally back as Elise. This chapter is filled with new faces and old faces of demons, jump scares, horrifying sequences, chills with a great cast and story. It's up there with the first 2 films. I had a blast watching this in the cinema. All right. Yeah, that's cool. I think we're good. I'm just going to breeze through. Oh, it's not that many, I guess. 9 out of 10. Okay. Costume design was insane. Movie story was a bit weak. 9 out of 10. Roller coaster of a sequel. 5 out of 10. Let's read this one. An attempt at renewal that remains trapped in the same formulas of a worn-out franchise. The biggest problem with Insidious Out of the Further is that the Further no longer feels all that further anymore. Gamma goes in and out of that place so often that after a while, it just feels like another room in the house. That's hilarious. There are still some good ideas here, especially the concept of the messenger, and 2 great sequences involving a pillow fort and a dentist's office. Jacob Chase shows that he knows how to create strong standalone horror scenes. That's good. The problem is getting everything else to work just as well. Between new rules, returning characters, occult, family trauma, at least explain whatever the script needs, and a villain who gets less scary the more he appears. The movie tries to reinvent the franchise without ever escaping its old formulas. Maybe Insidious still has a future in the further. It just needs to stop visiting it every 5 minutes to remind us. Okay. That's hilarious. Yeah. 7 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, and that is it. So, yeah, definitely a little... I feel like it's mostly on the good side, right? It does feel like people are... like, they're entertained. So, yeah, I mean, that's a good thing. Here are the Rotten Tomatoes. They have it at 65% from the critics, and then nothing from the audience yet. Critics reviews, Diego Battle from Ostroscience, I don't know, Ostroscience.com says it's actually rotten, 2.5 out of 5. Out of the Further starts off reasonably well, but its second half is so obviously heavy-handed and overdone that it seems as if Chase completely surrendered to the cliches and tropes of the cheapest horror. Jeez. I don't know, maybe he ran out of ideas or something. Frank Sweetek, from One Guy's Opinion, says it's rotten. D+. Though the first 35 minutes or so of the movie offer some potent chills, the remaining 70 are so convoluted and preposterous that you're likely to wind up more frustrated than unnerved. So, wow. Well, at least they're being honest. I wonder why. Jim Slotek from Original Sin says it's fresh. B. At this point, the parts in an Insidious movie are invariably greater than the whole. We know where it's going, we know the beats of the plot, etc. But the filmmakers continue to put imagination into visuals, and yes, jump scares. Dental phobes be warned. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, they definitely... Yeah, that's a horrific dentist-looking scene. No, or something. Simon Abrams from RogerEbert.com says it's rotten, 2 out of 4. It was a real Spirit Halloween fire sale vibe as far as its haphazard variety and wildly fitful effectiveness. Creative wording for that. 2 out of 4. I hate that 4 rating though. But anyway, yeah, this could be... It looks great though. Doesn't it look fine though? Looks like it's it's produced well. Mark Dusick from Mark Reviews Movies says it's fresh, 3 out of 4. Insidious, Out of the Further, succeeds where its predecessors failed. Really? All right. Richard Krause says it's rotten, 2.5 out of 5. Insidious, Out of the Further, rides the line between freshening things up and fan service, but despite the introduction of new characters, it feels like the franchise is out of new ideas. Wow. Yeah, we'll see if the audience is saying that by next week. You know, that's what I was saying. It's like they brought in this guy who did Saw to figure out something that can be developed into multiple more, future films and stuff. And Neil Pond from Neil's Entertainment Picks says it's rotten, 2 out of 5. The scares aren't very scarifying. The terror isn't really terrifying. The goblins... not so goblifying or something. That'd be so funny. Horrifying. After 6 movies in 17 years, this ghoul fest feels like it's running out of gas. Wow. Well, they were literally, yeah, that seems to be kind of, I don't know. Not really everybody's saying that, but that's like the 3rd or 4th time of like they're running out of ideas that, that was mentioned or whatever. So... that could possibly be the big issue. Kind of like how with like Doomsday and Loki and all these shows, whatever, they keep creating all these rules, in Endgame. That's not how time travel works. So all that stuff was BS? It's like, what? Like, okay, like, I get it. We can make it really specific and nitpick at how time travel works, but and then all the time travel rules and this and that and variants, and it's like, I don't know. It seems to be, I don't know. It's like that, I guess. There's no audience reviews until next week. Okay, my final thoughts for Insidious, Out of the Further. It looks cool, I guess. I mean, it makes sense that they would run out of ideas or something like that. but or like you come up with ideas, but then it's like they contradict things, you know, from before or whatever, you know, and then now you have these new rules and you're like, wait, what? Like, doesn't make any sense. But I don't understand why, you know, I don't know. Like, you could have it like just a premise of like, you know, somebody else finds it and then another movie, you know, or some kids find something and opens it and then they run away and then the demon gets out. You know what I mean? Like, there could be more of like a setup like that, you know, that gives reason to why the movie exists, you know, like why this is here. I mean, guys, obviously this is out of the further, you know, like, and I guess if you do that, you could just technically keep going. You know, you could be like, the next one could be the further opens, you know, and the further's out now, or whatever, you know what I mean? You could keep going, but it's like, it gets to a point where I guess it feels like it drags on. And, you know, a lot of the thing too, it's like, they could just, another idea is that they could just make a different series, a different movie, you know? They don't have to squeeze the story into Insidious. I guess that's a good way to explain it. You know? Because then it's like, you have to squeeze it in. If they go like, I have a cool story, whatever, about the further or something. Oh, no, not that. How about like, oh, I have a cool idea for like to be able to possess or to bring things out into real life, whatever. Like the Nightmare on Elm Street, I guess. But if you do that, like, yeah, I don't know. That's kind of funny though. It's like that story, you have to squeeze it into this. You know, they're like, okay, so we want to make another Insidious movie, and we want it, and then we're going to use your idea of bringing things into the real world, like Freddy Krueger. And then they probably said that, you know, in the joke. They go, huh, funny. And then they squeeze it into this. Hey, this is what I want to look at, by the way. And then I feel like they would squeeze it into this, right? You go like, yeah, I want to bring people out. Okay, so this girl, Gemma, whoever she is, can bring people out now. And it's like, you could just make your own movie and not call it Insidious. Like, they could have dropped the name. And when you're watching it, you're going to get the feeling, which could have worked in like marketing and getting people to talk about it. You're going to be sitting there like, is this part of Insidious? It feels like it is, you know? And I feel like maybe because of that, you would judge it differently. You'd be like, oh my God, this Insidious series is keep going. It's dragging on. They're running out of ideas. Rather than, Out of the Further just came out. Cool. Is that like Insidious? I don't know. It seems like it's part of it. Maybe it's in the universe of Insidious. They go and see Out of the Further and they go, wow, this lady can like bring things out of the real world. That's cool. And then whatever, right? I think that could like, you know, would have helped to just, not come up. Like if you come up with another idea, and then you want Insidious 7, I guess, you're going to be, it's going to look like a continuation of this series when the story could be its own movie, you know? That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. That could have helped, I think. I wanted to check out these. These are the previous movies. I want to see which one I saw because I thought I saw this guy. I really liked that other one. The Conjuring. I liked it because they believe the person. I always hate it when they oh, you're crazy and no one believes them. I hate that. Makes me like, that's so annoying in my opinion. But yeah, so anyways, let's check these out really quick. The first, well, I don't know what is the first one. I think Insidious. Yeah, this is it. So that one got an 6.8, but it's with the kid Damien, right? Isn't that with him? And then came Insidious Chapter 2, which got 6.6. So a little bit less. And then Insidious Chapter 3, which has 6.1. So it just slowly went down, and they should have stopped. See, a lot of people don't understand or get when they should stop. And when you see the rating go down and you're at a trilogy, that I think is the clue. Though it's a formula. You go, the rating has to be under 6.5, almost 6 stars. And if you're in your third movie, you have to stop. That should be the rule, right? And they said, nope, we're going to keep going. For some reason, I have zero idea. They kept going, and they made a fourth one. What do you think the fourth one is? Do you think it's The Red Door? I'm going to go with The Red Door being, yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to go with this one being the fourth one then. The Red Door, number 4, maybe? That could be the thing. And then, just like I said, what is the rating on that one? 5.5. And that, I believe, is less than 6.1, all right? So, I think I'm correct in that this, and the last key, what is that? Is that 5 then? And then this new one is 6, right? The last key should have been the last one. It actually did a little bit better, though. But it's still crap. Right? Do you see this? This is the studio interference over here or something, right? Studio comes in and says, we want a fourth one. We don't care. We want a fifth one. We don't care. We want a sixth one. Make it up. You know, Goldrick, whatever. Get in there. Make it up, you know. And this is the result. So this new one, man, I don't guess. I only guess if it's going to pop or flop and how much it's going to make. I don't guess the star rating. I should start doing that because I could. I mean, this is probably going to get, it's probably going to be 6 stars or less. Probably to 5.5, right? There's no way this new one is going to get higher than these 3. It's going to be 6 stars or to 5.5, right? Down here is the actual rating. I can't believe it's actually PG-13 for strong violent content. In a PG-13 movie, wow, the MPA has changed. Bloody images, terror, and some strong language. 2 F words, a bunch of S words, maybe a B word or 2. Strong violent content? Did they? I bet you they're going to change this rating. Really? Wow, the MPA has changed. I always say MPAA, but MPA, they have changed. Trivia, Lin Shaye is the only one to appear in every Insidious movie of the franchise. Crazy credits, the movie begins with the 2000s red-tinted Screen Gems pictures logo. Pretty awesome. And then down here, we could check out any financial details. If there are any, there are none. I don't see or have a budget for this movie. I could Google it really quick. So here's the search results for the movie for the budget. It says that possibly it's 18 million. So I'm going to go with that. And then down here, it actually says that it might make more overseas. Domestic is going to make 25 to 35. And then overseas, it's going to do better, I guess. So there you go on that. So, and then more overseas. I feel like, let's see, this could, I mean, I don't know. It is 18 million. Oh, but then it's going to pop then. Wow, I mean, it's going to make 30 to 40 here and more overseas. So 30, so maybe 50 overseas. So it could make 90 then. It could do 80 total, even though it's not amazing. So yeah, my final guess is for this Insidious Out of the Further, even though I don't think it's going to be amazing, but possibly people give it a pass. We'll see next week. And then on, you know, what the audience are saying. I think this movie, because the budget is 18 million, and it's already said 35 domestic here, it'll pop with, I'm going to say, I'll go with 30 to 35 million, like they're saying, domestic. It doesn't have a international result, so I'm going to guess, it says more, so I'm going to guess 45 million international, with $90 million total. I don't know. Is that total though? I don't know. It could. We'll see. That is a AI Microsoft Copilot search, so that could. It says it's gonna pop. If the budget is 18 million, it's still gonna do. It can still make that. I mean, that's a good budget for this. And then the place. I feel like it would be in the top 10. And then specifically in 7th place. Okay, the next film we can check out is Mutiny with Jason Statham. I've sort of seen a trailer, but 2 minutes, 15 seconds. Jesus. We don't need that much. Just give us a... he did so much promo for it that we don't need a trailer. It's Jason Statham, right? You know what I mean? Even if it's bad, it's still entertaining or whatever. There's kind of simple films and stuff, whatever. So I don't think we need to see 2 minutes and 15 seconds. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, pretty cool, pretty awesome. Mutiny, you know, like, oi, we got some mutiny, you know, something like that, right? I wonder if he says it. I wonder if he's American or British, or what is he doing? I think he sounded British in the thing. I don't know what I saw, so, but whatever. Anyways, okay, here we go. We check out the trailer now. 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
Got the intel package on Cole Reed. Born and raised in London. Father was a cop, grandfather was a cop. Reed ends up serving under his dad, investigating a human trafficking operation.
So why'd he leave the UK?
File goes cold.
It's okay. I'm here to help. I'm coming back for everybody.
What the fuck is going on? Get back in the container! Said get back in!
We got a problem on the ship.
Let's go away.
I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Who the fuck are you?
Don't even think
Wow.
Stop it!
By now, the masses will get those people to safety. We're about to be short on time.
Make sure that Cole Reed doesn't get off that ship alive.
He's trapped.
Tell me what you want. Everybody wants something.
What the fuck do you want?
Vengeance.
Distress call came in.
What was the code?
Attack, sir.
An attack?
All right, well, there you go. That looks pretty cool. Showing a lot of sequences and stunts and all that. So that's cool. It's probably going to be very, you know, sequence heavy and stunt heavy and everything. And then just a simple premise. It's all about the action. And yeah, we'll see. You know, maybe people see things like implausible plot, you know, whatever. Or how would this be possible or whatever. But it's probably very entertaining. So that's good. Some comments on the trailer on YouTube. 7,875 comments. Jason Statham is now a movie genre. That's cool. The only person who can play the same character in a million different movies, and I'd still watch it. Starring Jason Statham, playing Jason Statham as Jason Statham. So funny. If he made 10 movies a year like this, it would not be enough for me. Every movie he does is a secret sequel of the last. I'm starting to believe these movies are just recordings of Jason Statham's everyday life. That's a good one. These are hilarious. Here we see Jason Statham in his natural habitat. Statham just basically makes the same movie over and over again, and I will watch every single one. He's trapped. No, sir, they are with him. And then, dude never aged. He's been 35 to 40 for 20 years. Jason Statham will return as Jason Statham in Avengers Doomsday. That's so cool. Jason plays himself in every movie and enjoys doing that. So I think it's a good trailer. It shows kind of a lot, I guess. At that one moment towards the end, I was like, oh, it should have ended right there. But it showed a little extra. But I don't think it was a plot-related thing. So, but that was good. Looks like he has someone. So I don't know. I don't think I saw anything too plot spoiler-y or whatever. Here's the page for the movie. It is rated R. 1 hour and 1 hour 35 minutes. That's great. The tags are conspiracy thriller. Jason Statham action. Wow, that's what that comment just said. He's become his own, like an actual genre. Wow. Action crime thriller. The plot is, after his billionaire industrialist boss is murdered in front of him, Cole Reed is set up to take the fall for the crime, leaving him on the run as he works to uncover an international conspiracy. That's cool. Just a very simple premise, and it's just for the action, so that's pretty cool. 5.7 stars so far. Oh my god, no. Oh man, well that's not good. Mixed reviews on standard Statham revenge formula. Same praise for action sequences on the cargo ship. Criticism of slow pacing and limited action. What? No. Oh, I hope that's not true. 5 out of 10. Okay, so this is the director Jean-Francois Richet, I guess? Richet or something? He is a director, writer, editor. Let's see, 1966 from France. Very cool. Let's see, Mutiny Plane, The Emperor of Paris, 6 stars, 6 stars. Blood Father, One Wild Moment, 6 stars. Let's see, Dylan Moore. So it's the French stuff. He's written The Emperor of Paris, One Wild Moment, most of those same ones, and he's actually got some editing, skills too. Ship, and then Quasimodo will be his 2 upcoming films. Post-production for Quasimodo and Pitch, like they put that on here. Wow, cool. Like he's gonna their pitch. He's talking about the movie. I don't know, or whatever that means. So post-production for Quasimodo, cool. No dates yet. You think that's based off of this one? Maybe they said, hey, this got 5.7. Hold up. You know, that'd be so funny. Writers, J.P. Davis is one of the writers, and Lindsay Mitchell. J.P. Davis, actor, writer, producer, and then Pickin' and Grinnin' for actor. A lot of acting, a good amount of acting credits. Mostly writer. Mutiny, Plane, The Contractor, The Neighbor. 5.4 stars. Fighting Tommy Riley, Arrest and Trial, and then his producer credits: Plane, Fighting Tommy Riley, and Arrest and Trial. Pretty cool. Upcoming for writer: Mafia X or Mafia 10. Development unknown. And then, yeah, cool. So he's got a good mix of experience, I think. And then the other writer is Lindsay Mitchell. I don't think I've ever heard of, well, I don't know, this person, I guess. What? Oh, that's it, just Mutiny. So there's some, like, I kind of like that, though, you know, because this person is probably learning from J.P. Davis then, I'm assuming, maybe. I don't know. I would, if I was Lindsay Mitchell. So down here, we have the rest of the cast. Jason Wong, Jason Statham, Chanel Kular. Who else? Whoa, what? Andrew John Tate. What are the chances there's the same guy with a similar name? What? I thought that was Andrew Tate. Like the actual guy. That'd be hilarious. Let's see. Who else? A lot of unknowns. Great. That's really cool to see. Let's check out these reviews. Looks like there are 26 of them. This guy gave it 6 out of 10. Complimentary nod to the actor's classic formula to outright dismissals of its dull pacing. 1 out of 10. Who wrote this thing? Answer: AI. Unbelievably idiotic dialogue. Wow. I've never seen anything even remotely as stupid as this movie's dialogue. Honestly, a 5-year-old could write a better scenario than this. Every scene feels so weird. It's like every actor is high during filming. Don't waste your time watching AI. You think that's real? That is very strange. Maybe it's translated from French, you know, or from his language over or something, maybe like that. 1 out of 10. Rubbish is a compliment. Well, where do you start with this garbage? Plot is so complicated. Really? That the thickest person on the earth could figure out before the crap started. Let's look at the plot. That's over. Then I know why he then he started in it because of the money. 90 minutes of your life you can never get back. Let's start with the acting or lack of it. A lifeboat door is open and people have to get into the lifeboat because their lives depend on it. About 6 months later, they're still getting on board. Then eventually the baddies turn up and they are still getting onto the lifeboat. It's rubbish and just an insult to ants' intelligence. Let alone Hunan's take the money. Holy, I don't know what this is hard to read. And make another POS. Okay, I know what that means. That people will watch. Good luck, travelers. It's just like an alien passing through by Earth. That would be so funny. We read somebody and there's an alien and he just leaves a review of this planet. Basically, what movies are about. Oh, that'd be hilarious, actually. This one is 3 out of 10. Boring, predictable, paint by numbers action. This has to be the worst film Statham has made in a while. After some great films like Wrath of Man and some decent efforts like A Working Man, it seemed like he had found his stride. I don't know if it's him or his management or producers, but it seems they don't understand why he's popular. Yes, he works as a gruff action hero, but people like him because he can nail the mix of badass and funny. Watch him in Crank, Lock, Stock, or The Bank Job. And you see a performer who has genuine charm and who can carry a role with a bit of complexity. He has genuine warmth in movies like Safe or Homefront. But his recent action films always have the same story. Ex-cop, special forces, secret agent guy living a quiet life. Bad guys kill someone he likes, he takes revenge, that's it. That's the plot of The Beekeeper, A Working Man, Shelter, Mutiny, and several others. They usually team him up with a very uninteresting female character whom he has no character with except Shelter. The female, or chemistry with. The female lead in this movie had absolutely nothing to do. Why was she in the film? There's no more exposition. Once they're on the ship, we know from the moment the container is found that the crew is bad. No mystery. Okay, maybe these are spoilers just in case. She's only there so Statham has someone to rescue in some scenes and back up in others. Why is she even on the ship? Literally because the plot says she should be. She's entirely inconsequential to the plot, what little there is. Statham works as a bodyguard for a shipping mogul. Bad guys kill the mogul. Statham tracks them to the ship, meets someone, let's see, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to skip for a little bit in case. Same location, same stakes, no more plot development, no character arcs, no twist, not even any humor. Statham wears 2 facial expressions in this film, worried and angry. There's not enough for a film, not even a 90-minute action film. Are there any positives? The action itself is okay. I mean, it looked good in the trailer. Nothing you haven't seen before. Lots of shooting and taking cover. There are 2 memorable kill scenes. Okay, I'll skip a bit. Color grading is okay, especially in the earlier scenes. Doesn't look washed out. And I didn't detect too much CGI. Some obvious stuntman work, which may or may not have been defaked. I guess the final fight would have been okay, except that Statham and the boss never met before, blah, blah, blah. This was amateur hour bad. Okay, this skips over some possible spoilers. Interesting that this is what people are saying. I mean, that's so weird. That's so weird, right? Darn. This one is 5 out of 10. Decent Jason's movie. Nothing special one-time watch. Decent Jason's movie. I would say that fighting scenes and action scenes are better than most movies, and I would say that this movie has some a bit more realistic content than, I don't know, Beekeeper or something like that. I think Jason should do something like Denzel with Equalizer. Oh, that'd be cool. They should team up some of those people. Something in parts where we could see more of depth and character development and better, more satisfying story arc. All in all, 5 out of 10 just because it's Jason and because it's his movie's blueprint. I think they're doing another Expendables, I thought, right? I don't know. This is okay, darn. I don't think it's... Yeah, 10 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 2 out of 10, not worth your time. These are really mixed. 6 out of 10, no bad. 8 out of 10, people come into Statham's movie expecting psychological drama are the worst. That's what I was saying. Like, it should just be entertaining, but those could be fake, bot comments saying stuff just to get you to not go. You know what I'm saying? So, I guess we can't really believe that. We will now go over to the Rotten Tomatoes page and see how it is over here. It looks like it is at 49% for the critics, Nothing from the audience yet. It is Thursday when I'm doing this, so a few days till next week. Then there probably should be more. So it is bad from the critics. That's weird. It's actually not. I know it's not amazing, but how many twists can you do? You know, like, oh, it's his brother this time. You know, like it's so obvious or something, or the clues were there the whole time, or you know, and it's just, yeah, I don't know how many. Maybe they just couldn't think of something else to do. I mean, you have to tie the word into it, you know? Mutiny. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the word mutiny means. Like, it should, okay, well, I just searched it. It's a noun in open rebellion against the proper authorities, especially by soldiers or sailors against their officers. So, all right. How do you tie that into a movie, right? With a character, with a twist, you know? You do the classic one where the girl is the bad guy and she's been luring him somewhere. I don't, you know, like how, yeah, how many twists can you do or whatever? Here are some critics' reviews. Steven Silver from the SS Ben Hecht says it's fresh. As long as it's about Statham fighting bad guys at sea, Mutiny is a hoot. Jamie Graham from Empire Magazine says it's fresh, 2 out of 5. A meat and potatoes action thriller that sits heavy. Anyone who likes to have fun with the Statham might want to wait for next year's Jason Statham Stole My Bike. Wow, this guy agrees too that it's bad. Wow. And then Adam Graham, is that what? A lot of Grahams here. Detroit News says it's rotten as well. C-. You don't go into a Statham thriller looking for deep intellectualism or explorations of mature themes, but Mutiny is decidedly one note in its approach. I don't know what he's saying there. Like, it almost did it, I guess? Huh. That's so weird. I mean, obviously, they could do that, though. How come he just needs a better writer? Like, you know? And then Jeff York from The Establishing Shot says it's fresh, 3 out of 4, saying, rest assured, Statham delivers the goods. Alaka Sahani from the Indian Express says it's rotten, 2 out of 5. Without any pretension or frills, the movie remains focused on presenting one action sequence after another. Just like Statham's expressions, which rarely change, the movie too does not change its tone during the 95-minute runtime. Is that a good thing? It doesn't change its tone. That means it's consistent, right? Glenn Kenny from RogerEbert.com says it's fresh, 3 out of 4. To paraphrase Nicole Kidman, we come here for bone snapping and we get it here in abundance. See, this guy just focused on the action. And, I don't know. It's as if it's implausible. It's just not like, if the plot is like, okay, this would not happen, then that's this different story. Casey Chong from Casey's Movie Mania says it's rotten, 2.5 out of 5. Jason Statham deserves better in the surprisingly sluggish Die Hard on a cargo ship action thriller. And then Mark Dusick from Mark Reviews Movies says it's fresh, 3 out of 4. Mutiny doesn't do much, but as for what it does, the film does those things well. That sounds negative, but like, I guess it's positive. It sounds like he kind of is being like, you know, jabbing a little bit, but I mean, it's, you know, at least it's truthful, I think. And some audience reviews real quick. Vasquez V gave it half a star, saying again the same generic Jason Statham action movie, dull, uninnovative, and a bad story. He plays the same character again. Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of people do that. Andy C gave it 5 stars, saying we goon to Jason Statham. At Ha Huge. Oh my god, wow. Chris L gave it 1 star, saying the plot is someone put Jason Statham on a boat and yelled action. Annabelle Wallace's voice is so fake and annoying it bothered me the entire movie. Not sure why this movie was made. It's not exciting or anything new. Darn. I hope it's cheap. Oh man, I hope it's like 20 million, maybe less. Kristen E gave it 2.5 stars, saying ugh, far too long. Tired storyline, but some decent action scenes. Augie R gave it 1.5 stars, saying Jason Statham doesn't need money. Maybe he does. Maybe they threw enough at him to get him in this. What felt like the director's first time. Dialogue was just good enough to not be a drama on those apps that make AI content. And then Roxanne M gave it 1 star, saying, I mean, I expected some Jason and the same Botox from Annabelle Wallace. I can't think why people keep casting her. She ruined this movie too. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's not going to turn out good for this movie. That's unexpected. Like, no, it's not even entertaining. We can go down here and check out any extra stuff if there's any early financial stuff. I don't have a budget for this movie. Let me check. I don't think there was a budget here. I think it said no budget, so I hope it's cheap though. Yeah, I don't have that. I hope it's cheap. Let's read. So radar for strong bloody violence and language. Here is a trivia. It is believed that the screenplay for Mutiny started out as a sequel to the Gerard Butler film Plane, to be titled Ship. Oh, is that why the other movie we just saw on the guy's resume upcoming is Ship, right? So he's still doing that? Unless this is that. Ah, that's weird. When Butler abandoned plans for this sequel, I guess, the writers retooled the material into this script. Oh, again. So then, like what I keep saying in the last videos, or in the last movies, they're not, whoever is in charge of this IMDb updating thing, they're not doing their job. The movies are out. They go here, update everything, you know, because on the guy's resume, it says the upcoming movie, I think, or something is Ship, right? But there's also Mutiny. So just fix that up. I don't understand that, you know, like lazy IMDb workers, whatever. So no financial stuff down here. Yeah, I don't know what the budget could be. I guess I could search again. Here is the search for the budget. No, not really sure what to believe this or not, but it already says the worldwide gross is approximately 54 million. That's kind of silly. I don't know what that means. It's like it's not really out. It would be early showings and stuff, but yeah, the budget may be 40 to 50 million, which I think this is going to make 5 or 10 million then. You know what I'm saying? I don't see any way that this could make above with it being like this. You know, I don't think it could actually make over 40 to 50 million tomorrow by next week. Well, I don't know. I think it's going to be low, honestly. I want to say 5 million domestic and then like 2 international, right? Is he popular overseas? I don't have any of that information on here. It says it's going to pop because of star power. I don't know what that means. I mean, yeah, I think, you know, I don't know. I feel like it's going to be low. I'm not sure. That's so strange. Let's see. Because I want to say 5 domestic and 2 international, which means 7 total. You know what we could actually do is go check out his last kind of solo movie. Where would that be at? Like his actual previous ones, because it kind of varies, you know, because he was with he's with different you know, styles of movie. More like this. Is this it? Well, I can't. I thought they usually have more of his movies. I guess I could go to his name. Okay, let's just check his specific name really quick. So this is his stuff, right? So Mutiny, Shelter, A Working Man, kinda. They're not bad. The Meg wasn't amazing. F9s are strange. But see again though, Wrath of Man, isn't that Guy Ritchie? And then didn't he just do Operation Ruse de Guerre? That's a fun movie. Kind of weird, but fun. Absolutely entertaining. Just fun. And he's in that. And look at the rating. Better than this. 5%. And his worst one was Expendables 4. But that is Stallone, right? So, and then Shelter. Let's just check the financials for this. So it had a $50 million budget. And it made 54 worldwide. Wow. Well, see what I'm saying? So that was his last movie, right? And then before that was A Working Man. Okay, let's check that out. $40 million budget. And then it made almost 90. So that popped. So that actually, wow. Okay, well, that was a good one. They just vary. They really do. Meg 2, The Trench. Let's go down and see that. Okay, so this is pretty wild. $129 million for the Meg 2. This is the Meg 2. So wow, that's wild. It made almost 400 million worldwide. I don't know what to say about that. That's for the Meg 2, The Trench. Well, I don't know. That's why I'm saying, like, with this. Oh, I wanted to check his upcoming. Hold on. He's got 5 upcoming videos of movies. So I think that's why, like, I'm gonna go with. So yeah, he's got John Doe, Fast Forever, funny. Yeah, Viva La Madness, Jason Statham Stole My Bike next year. Oh, yeah, that's what that guy was saying. Then The Beekeeper 2. So those are probably gonna do a little bit better. I don't know what to say. I think that this is gonna bomb then. I think it's gonna flop. I'm gonna say very low for this. If it really is a $40 million budget, I mean, it could be higher. I mean, I could be a little bit low. I could have a backup of saying, like, I could say like 20. I could say 20 domestic. I don't know. And then I could say 20 and 20 would be 40 million total, but then it would flop. It's probably a 50 or 60 million. I don't know. You think they filmed on a real ship? That's a thing. Did they film on an actual ship? You know, because that could be expensive. You know, so that could be like a $60 million budget, really. So I'm just gonna go with kind of a revised one. I might change it if we're gonna do the last segment. We'll look at the box office, so I might revise it. But I'm gonna change it. I think I'm gonna do 20 million domestic. Maybe it's a little high. 18 international. I don't know how big Jason Statham is overseas, but the movies vary. This is a tough one. It looks, I don't know. It looks mixed, kind of towards the not amazing side. So 20 domestic, 18 international. So that would be 38 total. And then I'm gonna say that it's probably gonna be, I don't know about top 10. I might revise it when in the last segment. So I'm gonna say 11th place. Next film we can check out is called Hotspot. Seems kind of random. So yeah, I don't know. Looks cool. Some focused features. And it has 1 million views. So I don't know. I know it's good. 2 minutes for the trailer. But they're getting less. If the last movie we check out is like a minute and a half, that'd be hilarious. But yeah, so we'll see if it shows too much. 2 minutes should be okay. It should be like a minute and a half though. All right, let's check this trailer out.
Good morning. Detective Yan 623. You can now start your day with me, the head. Your assignment is as follows. You have been selected to conduct an investigation at the refugee center.
She's a demon. A demon, Johnny.
Did you kill her? Are you a cyber witch?
You can call me a witch, but not cyber.
The system is not stable.
You hacked me.
You did this to yourself. We can save each other.
Cool.
You are my animal.
Danger. 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 Overstimulation. Stop. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Have a nice day.
Okay, cool. Well, that's pretty nice. Nice, I guess. Looks crazy. Looks hectic. Maybe it's based off of some like anime or something. It's Japanese, right? Let me check. Pretty sure that was Japanese. So that's cool. Yeah. Or actually, is that Vietnamese? Oh, maybe. I was just confused. Anyway, looks good. I don't think I even know what it's about. I don't think there's anything in it that looked like there's part of the plot or spoiler or anything. But it looks really hectic and crazy and all that. So pretty awesome. 279 comments for the trailer. Yes, 70s acid sci-fi is here. Wow. This looks like the kind of sci-fi movie that gets ignored in theaters and then becomes a cult classic 10 years later. That's funny. Numi plus sci-fi equals always wins. Numi Rapace has a knack for turning up in little action and sci-fi gems, so hopes for this are high. Looks positively nuts. Here for Numi. I love how lurid this is, how wet those synths are. Someone said this actually looks pretty crazy and like it's gonna be a crazy fun ride of a movie. And someone said it looks like those wild sci-fi films that Japan and France pushed out in the early 2000s. So that's good. Looks like people are liking it and like the style. I guess I like it. Looks pretty cool and everything. Here's the page for the movie on IMDb. It is rated R. It is an hour and 41 minutes. So that's probably a good amount of time. The tags are crime, drama, fantasy, sci-fi, thriller. And then what else? The plot is as a private eye investigates a murder in a future world of sentient AI. His identity and marriage suffer a hypnotic meltdown. That's cool. That's kind of cool. Like it's based off of future stuff, but at the core, it's like it's stuff that we all deal with, or whatever. So that's kind of cool. Like it's relatable, but it's in the future sci-fi Terminator stuff, or like based off of AI or not even that, but something that could happen, and like that's the premise, but the plot, there's also the marriage stuff, so it's pretty like cool. It's like relatable, you know what I mean? And then it is directed by Agnieszka Smokiewska. That's a tough name. I guess Japanese. We'll see in a second. Oh no, I guess she's not. So she's an award-winning Polish film and television director known for her visually astounding, genre-bending storytelling and bold cinematic vision. An alumnus of the Krzysztof Kieslowski Film School in Katowice, she has established herself as one of contemporary cinema's most distinctive and prophetic voices. Pretty cool. Born in 1978. She has directed all of these movies. The Silent Twins, 5.7 stars. Warrior Nun, a TV series, 2 episodes of it, 7 stars, directed. 1983 TV series, 1 episode, Fugue, something like that, Fugue, maybe something like that. 6.3 stars. The Field Guide to Evil. Wow, I like that name. 4.8 stars, unfortunately. Wysokosk. The Lure, and I'm assuming more Polish stuff, titles that she worked on in the past, as well as, she's written a good amount of stuff. A long time ago, and she only directs now. Fascinating. And then she's also done artistic creative consultant. So that's probably why they brought her here, because doesn't this look like artistic creative consultant? Right? Like they're like, hey, sounds like we need an artistic creative consultant, so they get her in, and she knows how to direct, and she has good experience. She's probably a good choice for this, honestly. And then the writer is Robert Bolesto. He is born in 1977 in Poland. Also, let's see, maybe he's worked on the same stuff. Kind of, sort of the same. The Lure. And then Hotspot, the film. A script and continuity department. Wow. So did you think they brought him in? Oh no, wait, he's doing that. So that's new to him. So he writes stuff, but then he doesn't know how to do, because writing a script is different from a screenplay, which is different from a teleplay, which is, I don't know, maybe different from a stage play. But as the script is just a story. The screenplay is all the stuff, fade in, fade out, you know, tracking shot, you know, tight shot, all that stuff. So he knows how to do that, but the script, so he's going to become a screenwriter and maybe move into directing, right? And then continuity, that is, yeah, that's a tough one. Every movie has continuity issues. That's a tough one. I think the best is, I don't know, taking good notes, really writing details down and stuff to make sure that doesn't happen. Yeah, and then the actors are down here. Let's see, this is the full cast. There is Andres Kanoka plays Dejani. And then Nubi Rapace plays Rana. I think I might have watched something with her. Not too sure. And then a lot of other unknown actors. So that is so cool. I hope the budget's low. Let me check to see what I have here. I feel like, what do you think? This looks independent, but like professional independent, if you know what I mean. Yeah, no budget info here. This is the search for it. Pretty cool. It is an independent film though. That's great. I hope it's low. I hope it's 5 million or 10 million. Honestly, I feel like this movie isn't gonna do well. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let me see what. No, it doesn't say that. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's actually gonna. Seven reviews. I feel like this movie could be good or whatever, but or not that it's good, but because like it looked very indie and it didn't get much promo, and I doubt it's at any theaters. I bet it's at like 1,000 theaters. So hopefully that's true. 7 reviews. 1 out of 10 stars. What? Only movie I walked out of. Movie starts slow and boring and slowly devolves into an acid trip or hallucinogenic dream. I feel bad for the actors that had to speak in English. I can't fault them, but it was hard to understand at some points, which did not help trying to follow along and comprehending what is happening in the story. 2 out of 10, when a talented cast is forced to shoot a film in a language they don't speak. When actors phonetically memorize lines in a language they don't remotely speak, they miss the natural cadence, emotional inflection, and correct syllable emphasis. Holy crap, that's what happened? Oh, man. Okay, well, okay. Is it distracting, though? The result sounds exactly like a poorly synchronized robotic English dub, even though it was recorded live on set. Wow. Oh, my God. By forcing a talented international cast to act through a severe language barrier just to chase global marketability, the production completely stripped away the actor's ability to give a nuanced performance. Wait, how did they have to do this? But they're like, hey, we need to do something, and they made this deal, and this is the best deal that they could get or something. But they got a lot of money, like 20 million. I don't know. What in the world? So, wow. They would have had to do it twice. It's better just to do it in their language, and whether you hate it or like it, you can use AI and just change that, or you do the voice acting thing. Somebody voices over it. They usually do that anyways. So, wow. Well, this is unfortunate to hear that. Let's see. It says it creates a massive cognitive dissonance for the audience, making it completely impossible to immerse yourself in the story because your brain is constantly working overtime just to decipher the dialogue. Oh, it's distracting. Because the movie's spoken words do not match the actor's mouth movements in many cases, it makes the movie look like a bad dub. and it takes you out of the movie even more. Let Hotspot be a warning to other producers and studios. Yes, a large portion of the American audience, unfortunately, does not like subtitled movies, but this is a niche movie to begin with, and the target audience is probably more open to subtitles. In any case, this poor attempt at broadening the audience is a disservice to the cast, the filmmakers, and the audience. It's a shame. Wow. I mean, I like, you know what's hilarious with the whole subtitle debate? I like subtitles because sometimes they have extra descriptive words that actually help you understand more. Sometimes, for me at least, I see it says something. I'm like, wow, I didn't know that word. I didn't know that word, and I didn't know that word was that. You know what I mean? So it's actually educational. And another thing is this: a lot of, like, when people talk in the movies, they seem to mumble, or I can't understand a word they're saying. I'm like, wait, what? But if I had the subtitles, I just read. You know, if I need to read something, I just look at, or I need to understand something, I read it, you know? But that's, I don't know. This is unfortunate. I hope that's not true. 1 out of 10, cringe and a waste of time. And then 10 out of 10. How does that happen? This one says cringe and a waste of time. This movie starts with something exciting, but nothing exciting happens entirely. All fantasy moments has been shown in trailers. That's so all. It could be better if storytelling was linear. This movie does not deserve your time and money. I do not know why there's a 6-7 star rating. If you see bar columns, you will see lots of 1 stars. That's one only genuine review. All else are fake and made by them own. Don't waste your time on something which is not deserved. You know, that's funny. Do you think this is from the studio? From everybody who worked on the movie? Oh. Let's 10 out of 10 good one. 8 out of 10 refreshing take on Polish cinema. This is my first IMDb review, and I'm pleased to say it's a positive one. It's a solid piece of cinema, and especially for a Polish production, fresh and original. It features a strong story, a good soundtrack, and polished cinematography. The pacing is perfect and avoiding the exhausting ADHD-style rapid editing. That's cool. Instead, it allows time for reflection and analysis, complete with a dash of humor and an old-school vibe. Highly recommended. Okay, well, I don't know. That's hilarious, actually. Let's just go over to the Rotten Tomatoes and see what they have over here. It looks like it is at 9% here from the critics. Wow, that's so not, yeah, okay. So it's probably a $5 million movie, or 10. I guess, I mean, it's obvious. I think this movie's probably gonna flop. Probably 500,000. Under $1 million. You know, what I just realized is really weird. This is an international movie, or international actor involvement, but it's made here, and it's coming out here, but domestically, it's probably gonna make $1 million or less. But international, like, why wouldn't it do good in Poland? Unless they're saying the same thing, it's just a bad movie. I mean, yeah, you know, that's funny. I just thought of that. Here are the critics' reviews. Monica Castillo from AV Club says it's rotten, D. Hotspot is trying to say something, but it loses interest in its own dystopia. Nicholas Bell from Fish Jelly Films on YouTube says it's rotten. Unfortunately, Hotspot is a tepid destination as far as vintage, heavily stylized dystopian narratives go, and neither an arresting production design nor an intriguing cast can salvage Smakazinka's scattered and rudimentary rumination. Jeez, what crazy choice of words. Joseph Robinson from Fish Jelly Films, also on YouTube, says it's rotten. 2 out of 5. For all its visual flair and intriguing ideas, Hotspot feels like a film that has bitten off more than its narrative can convincingly chew. Jesus. Mark Dusick from Mark Reviews Movies says it's rotten. It seems impossible that this material could be dull, but its aimless execution makes that an inescapable reality. Natalia Winkleman from New York Times says it's rotten. Hotspot, with its arcane rules and stilted exposition, is closer to a video game or a lucid dream than a worthy science fiction entry. Matt Donato from Daily Dead says it's fresh. Smakazinka's approach may be avant-garde, but her fears for humanity burn bright at the script's core. She's doing her best Quentin Dupier's take on a Blade Runner impression. Cool. Olga Artemieva from Screen Anarchy says it's rotten. Here is a thought no film critic ever thinks they get to type out. Watching a dystopian version of Scenes from a Marriage with mutant worms at an epic masturbation session is not as entertaining as you may be imagining. Now that's funny. I like this one. Travis Hobson from Punch Drunk Critics says it's rotten. There's a lot to respect about Hotspot's abundance of style and Rapace's magnetism, but the ambiguity of plot and discourse will leave many sci-fi fans with a chill. Jeez, this doesn't sound good. This is unfortunate. 4 out of 10, rotten, 1.5. Okay, I think we're good on that. And then there's no audience, so we will go straight to the, or my final thoughts for this film. We can go down here and check if there's any other stuff. Here we go. Here's a trivia. The language barrier between Kirishima and co-star Numi Rapace meant the two actresses could not speak to each other on set, which Smakazinka turned into a creative asset by having their characters communicate through what she described as telepathy, mirroring the non-verbal communication that exists within the film's AI-connected society. And it looks like that wasn't a good choice. You know what? I think that doesn't even matter because the story seems a little like mixed or whatever. Down here, nothing. All right, not even a rating. Oh yeah, it's not even rated. Oh wait, no, it did. I thought it said it wasn't. It said film not rated yet. Rated R for strong violent content, gore, graphic nudity, sexual content, and brief language. Well, that's gonna turn off even more people. I mean, yeah, graphic nudity, and there's a masturbation session scene, whatever. Oh, here, title directed by female, murder, female nudity, female full frontal nudity. So there's no men. All right. Well, yeah. So back to my thought I just had is that this movie is literally like, okay, it's filmed internationally, right? Or it's international people involved in making it, and it's released here domestically. So why would it make, how could it make more than $1 million? Like, that's so weird. Now, like, I would say it's gonna flop and it's not gonna work overseas, right? But this is from Poland. So why wouldn't, in Poland, why wouldn't it make 10 million, 15 million or something? I'm not sure, you know, because now I'm thinking about that. Like, I would say $800,000 here, right? Or $1 million and 0 overseas, and it would make $1 million total, right? But I think that it's gonna make more overseas. Wouldn't, like, I don't know. I want to say 5 million. I want to say 10 or 15. So yeah, I am gonna go with $5 million overseas, unless the Polish people also don't like bad movies and are gonna say the same thing. Then it's not gonna make that much. 5 million is not a bad number. But these movies sometimes are surprising. And yeah, so I'm going to do 800K here, 5 million overseas, because this is a foreign movie made here. Why wouldn't it do good back that way, right? And so that's 5.8 million worldwide. And then I think it's not going to be in the top 10 or 15. So I'm going to say top number 20 for now. And the last film that we can check out will be this Spa Weekend film from Black Bear. Leslie Mann, Isla Fisher, Anna Faris, Michelle Buteau. I'm not familiar with her. Pretty cool. Maybe for the women, you know. Hopefully it's not too dirty. You know, I wish that this could be like a neutral kind of a film. You know, like Bridesmaids is funny, but if it didn't have the dirty stuff, maybe it could be even funnier. But yeah, but this is for the women, so that's good. Yeah. Okay, let's take the trailer out. 2.5 minutes. Damn. I literally just, like, they keep getting longer. Oh no, they got shorter. 2 minutes and 2:15 and then 2 minutes. And now this is back to 2 minutes and 30 seconds again. These, you don't need to make such a long trailer. Like, if the movie was like over 2 hours, maybe, there should be a rule. Like, you know, like 30 seconds from every act or something. Or never anything from the third act. But, you know, and then make it like a minute. So 15 seconds per thing. I don't know. But 2.5 minutes. Jesus Christ. All right, hopefully it's a good trailer. Probably going to show everything, right? So, okay, here we go.
We're going on a spa weekend, bitch!
Can I take you to dinner?
How's July 19th?
3 months from now?
How is it even possible that my husband left me for an older woman? You're supposed to leave me for like Gigi Hadid, not Ina Garten.
You can't just leave me like that. I needed lunch and I was scared.
I'm so sorry.
This is why we need a spa weekend. Massages, champagne, big comfy robes.
The last time I had a massage was like my last mammogram.
Girl, I worry about you sometimes. I just booked a room.
What?
We're going on a spa weekend, bitch!
Welcome and namaste.
It's beautiful.
It's amazing.
I'm Shanti.
She looks like girl Jesus.
I never want to go home.
I miss my kids. What?
No, I don't miss my kids.
Is that Mel?
What's up, you middle-aged sluts? Hey.
On your right is one of the outdoor yoga classes.
Jane, he is checking you out. Get over here, yeah, you. Come on, Magic Mike. This is Jane.
Nice to meet you, Jane.
She's on the older side, but she's got a porno body. Stand up, show your body.
No,
show
I'm
him
not
your...
gonna do that. I sense a great deal of stress in all of you.
Oh my God, my boss is calling me again.
You guys need to stand up for yourself.
Stop calling!
Hanging out with your friends is essential to our survival.
The most important thing is you guys. If you need anything, I'm here for you.
This whole spa thing is such a scam.
Namaste.
You're supposed to walk out of here all centered and chill. Do we look chill to you?
Not really.
Hey, you guys. Not doing anything weird or illegal.
You know, penitentiary massage. It's
I know what you're up to. This place hires good-looking Australian guys to flirt with all the moms. It's not gonna work on me, Crocodile Dundee.
Oh. Whoa. How are you doing this?
the human hand has.
Don't talk. Let's go to the left. To the left. To the left. Welcome to Goat Yoga.
Guys, I think I burned my fupa.
I hope it's PG-13. Please be PG-13. I hope it's PG-13. Please don't be rated R. It says it's not this film is not yet rated. Please let it be PG-13. I beg you. Gosh, I hope they could do it. I bet you it's rated R. It feels PG-13-ish, you know what I mean? And I laughed because the jokes, they weren't necessarily dirty. You know what I mean? It was kind of like, yeah, I don't know. Leslie Mann is hilarious. She does such a funny, cute, soft thing. It's so funny. It's hilarious. I love it. I mean, she's great and Knocked Up, though, you know. And I didn't see This Is 40, but she's hilarious. She looks good, though. Anna Faris, too, is so funny. All right, and then the comments, there's that 464 of comments for this trailer. Someone said, I miss these kind of comedies. Leslie Mann is the queen of this subgenre. Yes, it looks like it's going to be about, like, friendship. I hope it can just be about friendship and maybe some of them seem like a weak character who can't stand up to the boss. Maybe that's their character arc, you know. But if it's supposed to be about friendship, or maybe something happens to break up the group and then they have to figure out, you know. So yeah, and it's relatable maybe or something, and it's funny. This could be okay. I hope it's good. Some said, is this one of the rare occasions Isla Fisher actually uses her real voice? That's funny. I really appreciate this Anna Faris renaissance. Someone said Anna and Isla in a movie finally. What a dream. Anna Faris giving us 2 movies this summer after an extended hiatus. I love that for her and us. I always wanted to see Anna Faris and Leslie Mann in a movie together. This is kind of giving me a mixed girls trip and Bad Moms. I miss the 2010s comedies. And then 125, or at 125, what's funny is I was just thinking that it felt there should be 4 of them on this trip. Yes, miss these kind of movies. The world needs more of this. So it looks like people like it. It looks good. Doesn't look like they showed anything in the trailer, right? I don't think I saw anything plot related. I mean, a little bit, right? There's a story, but no, I didn't see like a resolution or anything like that, or any spoiler stuff. So that's good. I definitely did enjoy the trailer. I liked it, even though it was a little bit long. Whatever. I don't think I felt the length actually. It did feel like it showed enough without showing too much, which is funny for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. It looks like it is rated R. That's unfortunate. Darn. That's unfortunate. I know maybe it's for moms who want to get away and see something dirty, whatever. But, I mean, you know, whatever. Then it's, you know, what it's going to do is just, it's going to get the other crowd of women who like this. Not necessarily the, you know, classic crowd or whatever. If Angel Studios made this, it would be PG, you know? It'd be sweet or whatever. So darn, I guess. Like it, yeah. I mean, I know it felt a little adulty, but I guess it actually is. An hour and 40 minutes, that's probably not bad. It is a comedy. The plot is 3 friends go on a spa weekend that descends into chaos when their train wreck friend joins, leading to hilarious consequences. So she's probably going to have her arc and get drunk and something messes up and they're all going to save her and they're going to learn about themselves and come back changed people after the weekend, I'm assuming. 5.4 stars so far. That's not good. Well, I think that's an indication of how this movie is going to perform. And it is directed by John Lucas and Scott Moore and written by them also. So I don't think I know the first guy. Writer, producer, director, no picture here. You know, I always joke about there being no profile picture here because sometimes I joke that it's like because I don't know, they're not good looking or something. They're like, oh, I don't want my picture up. You know what I mean? But I always find it funny. I don't know. It's, you know, for that, whatever. I always joke about that. But I think it's what I keep saying is that who's ever in charge of all of this doesn't do their job and update it. You know what I mean? Like, the movie is out. These movies are here now. Whoever's in charge of these things should go here, find a picture of this guy, you know, unless there isn't one or he doesn't want his picture out. But a lot of things are like not updated when I know that. Like, I know something's wrong and I'm like, why wouldn't they update this? And now's the best time to do it because the movie's here, you know? But they should find a picture. Well, is this him? Well, then that's probably him. What? Well, what? Oh, well, that's probably him then. Okay, well, there you go. That's probably the other guy also. Let's see. So he has done these movies. Jexy, Bad Moms Christmas. Okay, so he knows. Okay. Oh, okay. So that's his experience then. Hangover. Wow, The Hangover. Wow. That's so funny. Full of it. What else? See all. Oh, he's got a bunch. Oh, just Rebound and Rustin. Previous for producer will be 4 of them. Some of those. And then director, he's done some of those. Up to 21 and over. And he stopped writing here. And he just did written by. Oh, well, he did a mix. Anyway, that's pretty cool. I think he's got a lot of experience. I don't know the other guy, but he also wrote it. So Scott Moore. Let's see who he is. Oh, there he is. Writer, producer, director. Oh, there he is again. Yeah, so that's okay. Awesome. So Spa Weekend, Jexy, A Bad Mom's Christmas, for writer. Office Christmas Party, Bad Moms, Mixology, and over. Yeah, pretty much also wrote the same ones. Produced all of these and then directed 6 movies. And over, Mixology. Yeah, awesome. So they're like a team, like the Russo brothers type of a thing. So that's cool. They have a lot of experience. I don't know why this movie, it looks like it's not doing well. So why isn't it doing a little bit better? Perhaps it is just the rated R like thing, the rating. I don't know. It looks funny. I laughed. I thought the jokes were cool. Down here are the reviews. There's only 2 of them, I guess. Oh, I didn't check the cast. My bad. It is Leslie Mann, and then we could check out what she has. Isla Fisher. I don't think I'm familiar with Isla Fisher. So here's Leslie Mann, The Croods, New Age. She's a good amount of stuff. Been pretty busy. And then for upcoming, she has Rocking the Boat. Cool. We could check that out and see what that is. It's a comedy. 4 longtime girlfriends try to capture their youth on a cruise ship vacation hosted by the favorite 90s boy band. See, that's the thing. It's always a plot, like, you're getting old plot or whatever. And maybe you know what? Maybe that's what people don't like. You know? I don't know. Rebel Wilson's in that one. So, yeah, fairly new on that film. So that's good. Let's see if she has anything else. Is she a director or writer? Nope. Just purely an actor. Or actress. Isla Fisher is the other one. And then the other lady, I don't think I know. Actress, producer, soundtrack. Cool. Actress, 65 previous credits. Wow. Look at that. That's crazy. Curb Your Enthusiasm, Arrested Development, Tag, Keeping Up with the Joneses, Life of Crime, Rise of the Guardians. What a rich, wow. Rango. Wow, she's got a real mix of stuff. That's crazy. The Pool, Beastmaster, Attila. Jesus, that's crazy. Producer, Wolf Like Me, and soundtrack. Does she? Oh, she's also musical. This is crazy. Look how, wow. That's so cool. Yeah, I've probably seen her. So, and then upcoming, she has Bitcoin and then Bear. Bear is filming. Bitcoin is almost, it is done. So that'll be out first probably. If it is about Bitcoin or something, it could be pretty hilarious. Michelle Buteau. I don't think I am familiar with her. And then the other one. So, that's what we got upcoming. Heather of the Valley. She has 46 previous credits. Zootopia Plus. Clerks 3. That's cool. Crush, Moonshot, Marry Me, Aquafina, Rick and Morty. She just the Sperm Queen. 1 episode. Wow. Russian Doll, Endgame. Jim Gaffigan Show, Whitney, Key and Peele. So cool. Writer also. Wow. So is she also? Oh, she's just a writer. Wow, that's so cool. Survivor of the Thickest. Comedy lineup. This is stuff that she produced. Pretty awesome. And then I want to check out Anna Faris. And do you think they're gonna do a Scary Movie 7 or whatever? I don't. Wait, where is she? Did I miss her? Oh, she's way over here. See, again, isn't she the star of the movie? Meaning she's number 1, 2, 3, or 4. So whoever is in charge of updating these pages, now's the time. Go and update these things and move her up to the front. Unless she is billed last. Why would she, right? She should be in the top billing, right? However that works. I don't know. Let's see. Over here is Anna Faris IMDb page. Let's see what else she has for upcoming. Previous 65 credits. Wow. Scary Movie. That's so weird. I just watched it. I thought it was pretty funny. Definitely against Republicans and white people, I guess. And then what else? It's very funny though. I thought it was so funny. It was pretty hilarious. I did laugh. I thought it was pretty clever. I mean, yeah, you know what I mean. But like, I thought it was pretty funny. I laughed. I think it's very elaborate, like for what it is. And wow, I almost gotta watch it again. And the ending is pretty funny. Anyway, and then I wonder if they're gonna do more Scary Movies. I don't see any. Oh, let's check in a sec. And then the Pipkins. Prime Time. Oh, she's actually playing Mary Joan Hansen. She's playing the wife of Chris Hansen. Huh. Okay. And then Leapfrog. Aura. What? Is this something else or that kid's iPad thing, or the device? Cool. Well, there's nothing yet. Anyway, yeah, that's cool. Yeah. What else? I think we're good on the cast. And then if there's like what's it called? Cameos and stuff. Here are the reviews. Seems like there are only 2 of them. First one is 9 out of 10. A funny, relatable weekend escape. 9 out of 10 stars. I was expecting slapstick from the previews, but I was pleasantly surprised. I laughed a lot and found myself smiling along throughout the movie. The cast has great chemistry. Jane, Coco, and Sophie strive to keep the plot believable, while Mel is chaos incarnate. Carnate. If you have a Mel in your life, sure, the film exaggerates those traits for comedic effect, but I found it very funny and relatable. Yes, she would absolutely do that. I deducted 2 stars, but wait. For 2 moments that stretched plausibility, a golf cart sequence, and a return to the scene of the crime, but they were tolerable. I was surprised to find a hidden rom-com beneath the surface, and an too true message about working mom self-care, plus 1 star for extra depth. I left the theater in a better mood than when I arrived. So that's good. Possibly it's just not that dirty. Maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe it's really not. It's just a few moments are, but it's, whatever, because it's a dirty movie or whatever. Which is something I've said already. When you're writing something, you could write with dirty kind of whatever in your mind, but I think you need to write, just write the story, and, first off, not all characters are going to be the same. So they're not all going to say the same stuff. So it should only be dirty like some things are, like that guy says dirty stuff, but that person is religious, or whatever. But you should write stuff in the way that you write it and let the MPA rate it, Write it how you would do it. Don't put F words in for the sake of like, oh, I want everybody to say the F word. Well, that's stupid. Would that character logically cuss? Would he say dirty things? Like a child probably wouldn't say something dirty unless, whatever. But for the most part, like a religious person probably is going to say something dirty. you know? So, you know, and if you write a religious movie or, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, just write the story. And if there is something dirty, if the story takes you to something that's dirty, that's part of the story. See? But if you're writing and you don't have any, and you go, wow, there's no toilet humor, there's no potty mouth, there's no cussing, good. Leave it. That's not that story. You know? That's a different story. And go write that one, I guess, or something. This one over here says 7 out of 10, fun and enjoyable. If you go into this knowing it's going to be a bridesmaid kind of ridiculous movie, it is very enjoyable. Okay, there you go. While it didn't blow me away and there aren't too many twists, I laughed quite a bit and it was fun just to turn off my brain and watch all of the craziness unfold. I'll probably watch it again too. Yeah, that's the feeling I kind of got. I just hope it's just not too dirty. Not that I'm against it, but like I said, if it's forced, it just doesn't come off as natural. You know, like everybody's dirty, everybody's potty mouth, everybody cusses. That doesn't make sense. You know, unless like you openly set the premise as being ridiculous, then I think that, you know, that's better. Those are the only two IMDb reviews, unfortunately. Over here on Rotten Tomatoes, it is at 50% from the critics. Rotten. That's not good. The reviews from the critics are okay. It's just a few, not too many, I guess. I don't know. Glenn Kenny says it's rotten. These are sharp, funny performances, and one wishes that the movie's co-writers and co-directors, John Lucas and Scott Moore, had furnished them with a script that consistently measures up to their talents. Kevin Mayer from the Times UK says it's rotten, 1 out of 5. A low point for all involved. Jeez. Yeah, that could be agreeable. Todd Jorgensen from Cinemonologue. Wow, Cinemonologue sounds cool. Cinemonologue says it's rotten. Even if the specific target demographic can spiritually relate, this raunchy comedy is more exhausting than endearing. Oh, okay. Mark Dusick from Mark Reviews Movies says it's rotten. Lucas and Moore don't convince us that these characters have lives or experiences or thoughts that go beyond whatever the screenplay requires of them for this story. Wow. Wow. So, but they're not bad writers and directors, though. That's the thing. This is just a misstep for them. Anthony Morris from It's Better in the Dark says it's fresh, 3 out of 5. This is a film that knows its audience, middle-aged people who in theory like to laugh, but in practice just want to be distracted from the real world for 90 minutes or so. It's a low bar to clear, but it just about manages it. See, this is what I was expecting kind of to be it. I don't know if anybody has said anything about the rated R. Somebody said raunchy, and I don't know if that's connected to the exhausting part. Like, it's like, okay, Jesus, like too much or something. Karina Adelgard from Heaven of Horror says it's fresh, 3 out of 5. A real joy as a comedy. It obviously depends on what you personally find funny. And yet I cannot imagine that at least some of the jokes won't land for you. Also, you will most likely relate more to one of the 4. Okay. Katie Smith Wong from Flick Feast says it's rotten, 2 out of 5. Predictability and unoriginality go hand in hand in Lucas Moore's star-powered comedy. Thanks to bad jokes and poor execution, spa weekends, false allure, fun falls flat at the moment the characters enter the spa. And Molly Freeman from Screen Rant says it's fresh, 5 out of 10? 5 out of 10 is fresh. I told you, I keep saying this every video. I hate to keep making it a thing. 5 out of 10, 7 to 10 is fresh. 4, like 5 and 6 are like nothing. There's no fruit. There's no veggie available for that. It would be it'd be a half rotten tomato. It'd be like, hey, there's a little bit of mold on here, but if you cut it out, you can still use the tomato. Anyways, I don't know. I just find that funny. As a mid-budget 90-minute R-rated buddy comedy, Spa Weekend is decidedly middle of the pack. So this is basically, I mean, I get what he's saying. Like, it is kind of fresh, but it's a 5 out of 10. And, like, middle. I get what he's saying. I'm just, like, I just keep going on about that, like, these Rotten Tomatoes, the Rotten Tomatoes rating score doesn't work entirely, I think. There's all these ratings. It's like, oh my God, it's so complicated. And then, yeah, we're good on those. There's no audience rating or reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. So my final thoughts for this movie is that it looks funny. I'm disappointed it's rated R. I don't know why they can't just try to do PG-13. Or, yeah, you know. And then I think it could be fun. Possibly it's just, I don't know. Yeah, exhausting, cringy. I don't know. Possibly. We can go down here and check out any extra stuff, any trivia. Down here we have, oh, here we go. We have one of them. John Lucas and Scott Moore originally wanted Leslie Mann for Bad Moms. So, who was in Bad Moms? So, and, oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that lady's funny. What was her name? Mila Kunis. She's so funny. So she would have been in place of Mila Kunis then, right? Is that who again? Leslie Mann. So she was gonna be in place of whatever her name, I forgot already. So that's funny. And then it's this. Oh, maybe this is like, hey, don't worry, we got you. We're gonna do another movie called Spa Weekend where you're the star. You know what I mean? I would, yeah, I would consider that. Down here, nothing extra. I don't have a budget for it. It's probably, oh, we can look at the previous stuff. Rated R. Okay, here we go. For language throughout, sexual material, and some drug use. Language throughout. Okay, that's okay. But again, like I'm saying, it's like, do they all cuss? They're all dirty, foul-mouthed characters. Not one of them is like, hey, don't say that, you know, or whatever, or say, you know, or something, right? Or yeah. And then sexual material, that's just what we saw at the end, the hand rubbing thing, you know, some of that. So no sexual content, right? Like, what's that other movie? The Korean one or something. What is it? That's a dirty movie. They go to somewhere. I forgot what it's called. And then some drug use. So I bet you they probably smoke a joint, right? Maybe they do mushrooms, you know. Drinking, obviously, they'll be drunk. But so probably a joint. I don't think cocaine or heroin or any other drug. Unless prescription drugs. It could be a prescription drug. But, yeah. Other than that, what else? I think, yeah. I don't have a budget, so... let's see. So, I think that this movie, I do think that it's gonna flop. I want to check really quick, one of their previous movies then, which would be, well, I don't know, maybe Bad Moms? They both worked on it together. Let's check out the last movie and see how that turned out. Jaxie, A Bad Moms Christmas? Well, what would we base it off of? The same type of movie or their movie? Because Jaxie, I don't think that is like one of these movies. Like I'm old, I want to be young again type of a movie. Or I'm old, I need to get out and be young again movie, whatever. So I'll fix it. So A Bad Moms Christmas, I guess would be the over Jexy, right? Wouldn't this be the better choice? Let's see what the budget was, and let's see what it made. Because maybe they get the same amount every time. $28 million, and it made $130 million total. 72, and actually made some overseas. So, $30 million budget for that one. All right. And it did okay. Office Christmas Party. Did I see that one? No, let me see. I might have seen this one. Graphic nudity. Wow. That's intense. Amongst the other stuff, $45 million. So $30 million, 30 million, 40 million. That made 114. I think we can check out Bad Moms. That could be a good one. And The Hangover Part 3. We'll check that out. So Bad Moms. Let's see down here. 20 million. Okay, went down. So 20 to 45 million dollar budget. Almost 200. It made 113 here, but opening weekend it made 23. Not bad. Well, what did it make overseas? That doesn't say. I should be on the numbers for .com for these, but the numbers.com isn't sorted like IMDb is. I think. Nah, I could be wrong. I haven't explored it that much. The Hangover Part 3 got 5.9 stars. Let's see. At least they stopped and they made a trilogy. Down here should be the thing. $103 million budget. Okay. Well, it definitely varies. So this could be well, it's got these big actors in it. So honestly, I mean, it could be 70 or 60 million, right? Could you think, you know what? I have the Google search here that could look at what came up. I already searched it. Yeah, nothing came up for it though. So I don't think it's not publicly listed. See, I don't get why it does that. I'd love to know. I think that I'm gonna go with that. This movie probably has 50 to $60 million budget. I'm gonna say that. I am gonna say that this movie is probably gonna flop. Unfortunately, I think I could say Spa Weekend. I bet you because of what it is, it's gonna be high. I'm gonna say 20 million. I think domestic. Overseas, I think it's gonna do. I could do 5 million. How about that? I'm gonna do 5 million overseas, and that is 25 million dollars total. $25 million total. So that makes it flop. 50 to 60 million dollar supposed budget. There's no way it's less. How could this be a $40 million movie? Do you think their lowest budget was 20 and their highest was $103 million or whatever it was for Hangover Part 3? So based on that, this are kind of some big stars. 2 of them, 3 of them, 4. And then whoever else is possibly in it, it's got to be 50 to 60 to 70 million. It could be higher. So I say that $20 million domestic, $5 million flop with $25 million total. And then on the leaderboard, I think it's probably going to be in the top 10. I already said 8th place, 7th place. So I'm going to say 9th place. Last segment that we have is checking out the current box office. I may revise some of my guesses here, depending on what is shown here, because today's Friday now. So did the videos all the way through, and yeah, so we can see what's going on here. If any of these movies are up yet, Yeah, so some of these I was saying that I think. Okay, so Tony is down here already. Wow. I literally was saying that it's right here. Look at that, number 13. Wow. So I literally just said already. I said Tony's gonna flop with 15 million in domestic, international nothing, I think, and then worldwide 15. So 15 total and be in 8th place. That's my guess. It's in 13th place with 20,000 with 1 million total. Oh my god. Wow. Well, I would guess that. A24 is strange. They let the artist do their thing. I like that, but they do make a lot of money that they could probably afford to take a hit and let the artists express themselves and make a movie, you know? What else? That's supposed to be on here. Back Rooms is still there. Death of Robin Hood. None that we reviewed. Tony, It Ends, Insidious, Mutiny, Hotspot, and Spa Weekend. So Mutiny is not up yet. Tony is the only one that's been up. Because it was early previews on Wednesday, I think, and Thursday, which is when I reviewed it. And because there were reviews. So yeah. So Tony flopped. I don't see It Ends, Insidious, Mutiny, Hotspot, or Spa Weekend on here. So yeah, but I think that It Ends will be in 20th place. I don't think it's going to be amazing to get up there, especially because it's an indie movie. I think Insidious, I don't know why. For some reason, I think they do well. I said it's going to make 35 million here, 45 overseas, and that is 90 million. I said 35. I guess it's like 40 to 50. But I said 90 million, so like 80 to 90. Should be more 80 million. But the last one's made a lot too. And so I think Insidious 6, even though it's weird, I think it's going to do well. I think it's going to make more. We'll see. And then I think, yeah, it's going to be in 7th place is my guess. The Brink of War. It's going to be right there, I think. And what else? Mutiny, 11th place. I think it's going to make 20 million. I think it's going to make 38 total or 40 total. I think I don't know. It's weird though. It's so weird. It's hard to guess these, you know? Hotspot, I think it's going to flop because it's indie and it's very indie and it's very rated R. I don't think it's in a lot of theaters. I think it's going to be in 20th place, way down there. And then 800K here, 5 million overseas. It's because it's a Polish film. It should do well overseas in Poland, unless they, it should do a little bit well because it's Poland, whatever. Like they're gonna support, them type of a thing. And then 5.8 million total, 20th place, and then Spa Weekend. Yeah, I think it's gonna be Spa Weekend. It will flop, I think, with 20 million, with 25 total. And if the budget is, I think 50 to 60 million, it probably will flop. And I think it will be in 9th place, which will be right here. So yeah, Insidious, I think, is going to be in 7th place. This is going to be good to find out on next week. Pretty cool. Yeah, I hope they do well. I hope I'm wrong on Mutiny, and I hope I'm wrong on Spa Weekend. And yeah, I hope I'm right on Insidious 6. The previous movies did well. They made a good amount of money. They're not highly rated. They made the first 3. The ratings went down. I think the studio said, hey, we want more Insidious. So they made up the rest. They brought in the guy who did Saw. So to do a series, you know, an overall story. So yeah, and there's probably gonna be more. You know, Saw and Fast are at 10 and 11 now. So because of them, movies can do an 11 movie series now, you know, and it's fine. So yeah, those are my guesses for all of these films. Okay, that will wrap up this episode of Mike on Mike. Those are all the films for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Leave a comment or your guess down below, and I will see you in the next episode. Peace.